And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internet, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I'm not sure where to start. First of all, ICE is still doing their thing. Hey, y'all know this is what I voted for. This is what we voted for. Many of us, that's a chief issue. The ICE raids, the deportations. Almost 400 South Koreans got detained. We'll talk about that a little bit and more a little bit later. Also, we got President Trump recruiting Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Tim Apple, aka Tim Cook, and a few more people for this AI initiative. And some don't like it, but I think it's going to need all hands on deck for the whole AI revolution, because a lot of us are not ready. I'm getting myself as ready as possible. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, we got offensive comedy. I mean, 2025, everything's offensive. Everything's offensive. There's a comedian by the name of Drewski. Oh yeah, we're talking about that. We're talking about that early. We can talk about that because this, I think, is important to speak on, because at what point are we going to be offended by comedy? At what point are we just going to see a thing to be funny and have that be that? At what point do we consider entertainment just entertainment, pure unadulterated entertainment, or is it more? Also, we got quite a few more things, quite a few new videos on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Yeah, we got a whole lot going on. Yeah, the Koreans is crazy. Now, it was 470 people that were detained by ICE, but they were not all South Korean. I think they said it was like 300, but I'm going to go ahead and say closer to 400. Either way it goes, it's hundreds of South Koreans who were detained by the federal government. Now, this is what I think, and I think this is a big piece of the problem. You have migrants being sent here by their country of origin illegally to get money from our country and send it elsewhere. They're going to say, oh, it's not our fault. It was a subcontractor. All right. So it just so happens that you get at least bare minimum 300 South Koreans at this plant at a construction site for this South Korean car company. It's just it's a contractor. All right, whatever. When you're talking about contractors here in the USA, it'll be like usually Central American or like Northern South American, Venezuelan, Mexican, Guatemalan, guys from Nicaragua, Honduras. That would be your Home Depot, day labor, illegal alien type of worker. That's them. Not somebody from South Korea, and most certainly not 300 of them. To me, it's pretty obvious what's going on. This is what a lot of Asians do all over the world. Not all. Don't nobody get offended. I know it's 2025, but don't nobody get offended. Not all. But a lot of them do this. And you know who the biggest offender of this is? China. Especially in Africa. It's gotten so bad with China that they're being kicked out of Africa for doing the exact same thing that happened with the plant in the Savannah, Georgia area. Just the exact same thing. The Chinese are so bad, they will send people to your country illegally to steal rare earth minerals. A lot of guys are getting kicked out for that. A lot of guys are being discovered for that. Illegal gold mining, illegal rare earth mining, that is just illegal to steal things from someone, but it's also damaging to their environment, poisoning local water. It's all kinds of stuff that goes on. It's all kind of stuff that goes on in these parts of the world. Now, some are going to say, well, look, how are they getting into the country? They're getting a bribe. They're getting a kickback. Whatever it is, they got to go. I don't really care how you got here. I don't really care where you go, but you got to get up out of here. So that issue in Georgia is a big one. And of course, these jobs could go to Americans. The argument will be, well, only the South Koreans know how to set this up. Well, you could just bring people here legally. Volkswagen does that. They bring Germans over here legally. You got a Volkswagen plant right here in Chattanooga. So when I go to Whole Foods or like where I see them at is like a Whole Foods. I see them in Target, and they speak in their German. I got my hamburger all in Target. Okay, I hear them all the time. They bring them here legally. Everybody knows that Volkswagen is a German company. They nationalized it after, the funny mustache guy, right? Everybody knows that. So if you need specialists from Germany, if you need German engineering straight from the source, bring Oleg and them on over here and let them get to working legally. Same thing with South Korea. If you need Kim and the other Kim and the Kim down the street to come set up this particular site for the EV batteries, if you need them, then do it the legal way, the same way Nissan does with the Japanese, the same way Volkswagen does with the Germans. You do it the exact same way. But see, when you just want to do whatever you want to do, that's a problem. I believe they were sent here because South Korea got an economic problem and they were just trying to, kind of sneak through the cracks and take jobs from you and I. This is why the migrant crisis is so important. And not just the jobs that they take from us, the jobs they say we don't want to do. Okay, you have a plant with like 1,400 workers. 80% of them are American and the rest are illegal aliens. But you're telling me that Americans don't want to work? I can't tell. If that was the case, then it wouldn't even be a plant right there, or it'd be all illegal alien labor. Even if that's the case, Americans have always worked, but the manufacturing base has been taken from us and sent overseas. And we keep asking, hey, can we get the jobs back? Can we bring back the manufacturing? Can we bring back some economic opportunities to the country, the Rust Belt, all that kind of stuff? Can we bring that back? We keep asking for it. And when we see cases like this, it underlines our point. Like, hey, these jobs should be for Americans and they're not. And they're sending money right back to the country of origin, siphoning it from us, taking the job and taking the money. So yeah, like it's bad enough they're taking the job, but they're not even spending the money here. They're not buying homes here. They're not helping their family here. They're helping their family abroad. Now, maybe when they get settled over here, when they do the whole chain migration and they bring their whole family over here, or illegal immigration, when they do that, maybe they'll settle down roots in a particular place and spend money there. But for the most part, that money is going back to their country of origin. That's kind of how that works. So yeah, I'm not really a Volkswagen fan or a Hyundai. Listen, 3 cars I would not get. 3 kinds of cars: German or Korean. I'm good. If you have a Volkswagen, you got a Beetle or a Tiburon or whatever they call. If you like it, I love it. That's fine. If you have a Kia Sorento, a Kia Soul, past 100,000 miles and it's still on the road and it's still putting, then good on you. But for me, I'm good. Give me a Toyota or a Ford. There's other cars I like, but the ones I really like, I was always a Toyota fanboy. I still like Toyotas to this day. I did something different now with the Fords I got, but those are the 2 ones I like the most. There's other ones, but I most certainly wouldn't get a Kia. Kia, remember the Kia boys? They were able to hotwire, I guess you would say, they were able to start those vehicles with an iPhone charger. An iPhone charger, what kind of security measures do you have? So I'm going to buy this car off the lot brand new and have some YN from Atlanta get his iPhone charger from his room, put that in my ignition, and then drive off, never to be seen again. Okay. And sell the car for like $1,000 or something crazy, because who wants to buy a hot Kia, a new Kia, an old Kia? Who wants to buy that really anyway? When I was younger, when Kia first came out, it was seen as like a Chinese car, cheap. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole thing. You could get a brand new Kia for like $1,000. I'm exaggerating, but that's kind of how it was. I think brand new Kias back then were like $15,000 or less, $13,000, some crazy low amount of money. I knew from the beginning that if a car is that cheap and it's brand new, it's probably not going to be very reliable. And you may find some reliable Kias out there, but for the most part, I don't know. You got Dodge, Chevy. Okay. Shout out to the American cars. Okay. 96 XJ says, seriously, old Jeep XJ and Toyota Camry, best ever. Hey, the Toyota Camry, bulletproof. A Toyota Camry will last after a nuclear fallout. Okay. The bomb could hit, level the whole city, but what's going to be standing is a Toyota dealership with all the Camrys and the Japanese made 4Runners, the ones that are made in Tahara, Japan. Oh, them 4Runners still going to be standing from like 2008, 2009, 2006. They still going to be standing. Any Toyota Camry, a Corolla, all of them going to be standing. My dad had a truck, a white pickup truck from like the early 80s, a white Toyota pickup truck. And he brought it brand new for like $5,000, brand new. No power steering, no power windows, no AC, just single cab, bare bones. But that thing lasted, I swear, for about 30 years. I think my uncle still got that truck somewhere. I'm going to go see my uncle and see if he still got that truck. I know it's probably still right there in the driveway. 1980, the current year, 2025, that thing's still kicking. But a Kia, hey man, you drive that thing from Los Angeles to Las Vegas and back, it might not make it, man. That sand get up in there, the mileage starts to wear on the vehicle. Okay, you put 2,000 miles on it, man, it might be a wrap. A basic Tacoma, yeah, it's pretty much what it was. Yep. So yeah, Monique Price says my 2004 4Runner is still going super strong. It needs a good deep cleaning, but it's great. Hey, I wish I still had my 4Runner. I had to sell it back in like 2000 and what? I sold it in 2012. I had it from 09 to 2012. So yeah, RIP to the 4Runner I had. It was beautiful though. Silver, man, that was my favorite car ever. Favorite car ever. I wish I still had it. And I tried to go for, I saw the new ones. I'm just not really, and I don't really want to get an old one that somebody else had because I don't know what they really did with it. They took care of it. I'm not really into that. Even a certified pre-owned, I'm like, eh. And I see the new ones, it just ain't really doing it for me. I seen the Land Cruisers. I seen some, the Land Cruisers look nice, but they don't have the same spirit of the 4Runner, in my humble opinion. But they look nice. But and then also with the new Land Cruisers, the 4-banger, I don't understand. A 4-banger and the stick shift looks kind of like stubby. It's not giving me what I need. I remember back in the day, Dad had another truck. He had another Tacoma, and it was a stick. Everything about that, the way the stick was, the handbrake, everything, that whole setup, just the transmission. And then the ride of it, it felt kind of bumpy, but not overly bumpy, but bumpy enough to be a pickup truck. These new trucks, man, it's just like big cars, big little toy cars, like racing cars, electric cars. I'm good. And if your truck if you have an electric truck, I don't know if I really would trust that too much. The Ford Lightnings are very good. My cousin said he drove it for a long time and loved it. You touch the pedal, you off because of the torque. I mean, it's just instant, like boom, you off to the races. And I love going fast on my vehicle when I'm supposed to, not when I'm on the regular. I get caught speeding one time, but that wasn't my fault. It wasn't no big deal. But if I get a little straightaway and the coast is clear and no cars, I'm gunning it. You're going to be flying. It's going to be an airport takeoff in that Ford F-150 Lightning. But anyway, yes, electric trucks, Peg. Yep. Electric trucks. The Ford F-150 Lightning is electric. Yeah. So it's an F-150, but it's electric. And they also have like, the Hummer, that beast of a vehicle, that monstrosity, 10,000 pounds. Like a regular passenger vehicle that weighs 10,000 pounds with no payload added, just straight 10 bands, boom, on the road. So you got a 10,000 pound mall crawler. That's crazy. And your wheels, you're taking up the entire lane. Okay. Mercedes becoming garbage. Shit, Mercedes, anything German, I'm good. Anything German, I'm straight. The Ford Mustang, Spirit and I love my Ford Mustang. I love it. The best car ever. Nissan Pathfinder. I never liked the Nissan Pathfinder. That wasn't really my thing. Crypto says my O2. Hold on. Crypto says my O2 Chevy Tahoe still running well. American made. Shout out to the Tahoe. Hey, the Tahoe, they're pretty durable as well from what I see. I've not heard a lot of bad things about them necessarily. Yeah, I see a lot of Tahoes on the road still kicking. Charger better than the Mustang, Adam? Is that what you believe? I don't know. Chargers are cool. I almost got a Charger before I got my Mustang, but I think I like the Mustang better. I drove a Charger and a Challenger and what's the other one? The Charger, Challenger. I think that's it. Yeah, I drove both of those. They're okay. They're okay, but I feel like the interior is where they fall off. Especially the Charger. What's the coupe? The Challenger or the Charger? Whatever the two-door vehicle is, I didn't. Yeah, the Charger. I didn't like the interior. It wasn't really my thing. What model? I don't even remember. It's been a while. Oh, I drove a Camaro. The Camaro was cool, but again, the interior. The Camaro had the problem with the blind spots. I remember that specifically. The Camaro had the problem with the blind spots. But I think I had a convertible Camaro when I drove it. But still, it was like I was sunk in there. It's like, okay, they just threw me in the pit of a car. You throw me in in the pit. I'm in there like this. And then the window is like up to my nose. And I got to kind of like peek over the edge. Like, I don't like that. I like more of a fishbowl if possible. I like fishbowl. I don't like being kind of like a submarine on the land. That's not really my thing. ACL says 92 Ford F-150, 306 engine, full bed, still rocking and hauls everything. Hey, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. And I saw a classic F-150, like one of the first ones I feel like out. It was beautiful. Fire short red. Like it was a fresh coat of paint. It was beautiful. Like I was envious of the guy who had that. But I don't believe I'll be able to really fit in there, really. That's the reason why I have a full size rather than the mid-size truck is because the mid-size are too small for me physically. ODU Seeker, A-Wolf says ABL, Toyota 4Runner made to work 300,000 in third world country. Yeah. You see a lot of them, a lot of rock bar with the Toyotas, but they don't have the 4Runners. They got something else though. What's the terrorist Toyota they got? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't play like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. The terrorist Toyota. What is the terrorist Toyota? Hold on. I'm gonna just search that. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. Hold on. Let's go ISIS Toyota. That's better, huh? I guess. The Hilux, I think they got them. I think that's the name of them. Hold on. Let me see. So these right here, you know what I'm talking about. Hold on. You see a propaganda video with the music, and then it'll be these cars in the background. You see what I'm saying? What are those the Toyota Hilux? Hold on. I think I'm saying the right thing. Yeah. Yep, that's what that is. But they don't make those over here in the States. Yeah, that's not really what they terrorist Toyota. That's right, Peg. That's what they are. And then they had these in the background with the flags and all that good stuff. You know? So yeah, shout out to the Toyotas though. Great vehicles. And shout out to the Ford F-150. First on race day. You already know what it is. Built for it tough. I love it. But shout out to you guys. I don't want to talk too much about cars. I love cars though. I love them. I think we got a car show coming up soon, or I might have missed it, but I'm definitely going. Love car shows. Anything classic cars, trucks, like 18-wheelers, anything like that. I'm with it. What I don't necessarily like are electric vehicles or anything that's kind of like autonomous a little bit. Waymos, all of that. I'm good. I do not want a Waymo vehicle. Okay. I don't want it. Oh, the FJs. Yeah, the FJs. I like the FJs. Shout out to the FJs. The FJ just kind of look a little bit frumpy compared to the other vehicles on the road, in my opinion. An FJ is like a stylized minivan, kind of, sort of, a little bit. It's like, it's like I like them, but it's like, we could do a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like, you see that, it's like, all right, who kids missed the bus? That's kind of what I think when I see it's not quite a Land Cruiser. It's not quite a 4Runner. It's not quite a pickup, but I can see the allure for some people. But for me, like that colorway right there, the white with the gray and the black accent, that's like my first RAV4 I had. But the other ones I see where it's like yellow and blue, I'm good. Don't worry about it. But anyway, if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Shout out to you guys for watching. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. You guys are the first sponsors, but also shout out to the regular sponsors of the channel, patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Go to patriotpost.us in your browser or and tell them ABL sent you. I'm getting distracted by the cars. Also, please go to the merch website, ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com. Also, please go to my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website. I have articles for each long form video that I produce. And in each article, I got sources from the left, from the right, from the center, from the Democratic, Republican, political, agnostic, local, national, international, whatever you want. I got it right there on the front page of the website, anthonyblogan.com. Again, that's ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Also, please go to the contact page of the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact-us. There you'll be able to find my email address, my snail address, my UPS box, of course, my social media accounts, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X, TikTok, and pause on TikTok. I got banned from TikTok. Well, I didn't get banned. Let me explain what happened with TikTok. Since I'm right here, I'm going to just go ahead and say what's going on. So I don't know if y'all been noticing, I've been trying to get something going on TikTok because people been telling me, people calling my phone, ABL, you got to get on TikTok. All the kids are there. I'm like, all right, man, let's try it. Let's try. I put some content out where I'm kind of being serious and they go a little bit viral, whatever. Okay, it's going good. But they always, I'm monetized there as well. I've made some money, but it's not a money maker. It's just like, I'm just trying to get it going. I don't really care about making money over there at the moment. But eventually, if you're going to spend time, you want to be able to generate revenue. So I was monetized on TikTok. And they did pay for some stuff, but they kept hitting me with copyright, not copyright. It'd be like, this is inappropriate. This is offensive. And a lot of times I'll appeal it and I beat it. So I'm like, okay, y'all got a system that's easily abused because people are just hating on my videos. Now I did a Umar Johnson video and I guess Umar saw it and told, or one of his minions, one of his, 0.5 IQ minions saw the video, got offended, like everybody do in 2025, and told. Maybe it was that. Maybe it was TikTok thinking I'm just too successful too soon. So they sent me a notice talking about a security issue. Matter of fact, hold on, I'm going to read it. They said it's a security issue, and they thought that I was using manipulative tactics to artificially increase my view count. And then within that same description, they said that you could say some things that are offensive, so therefore we're going to go ahead and kick you off the program. I'm like, really? Is that what we're going to do? Like, okay. So I'm going to read it. It says, hold on, matter of fact, look, y'all can see it right here. Appeal not approved, because I'd appealed it. Appeal not approved. So it says, violation reason, account disqualified, security issue. Trust, safety, and security are top priorities on TikTok. We do not allow activities that may undermine our platform, such as fake engagement to artificially increase popularity. So y'all trying to say I'm just going viral because I'm cooking the books? Is that what I'm doing? I'm cooking the books anyway. Fake engagement to artificially increase popularity with malicious software or modified code manipulation of our reward system and recommendation system, acts with an intent to harass or disturb other users. See, somebody got offended and told, an involvement in false statements, illegal or criminal activities connected to credit rewards program. It's like, really? And you know what? I never really wanted to be on TikTok making videos. I never wanted to do it. But people keep telling me, hey, man, you got to get on it, man. I'm on it. I'm doing this, that, and the third. They hating. Hey, CJ, they hating big time. They're hating. I think that they identify certain people that are persona non grata. It's not bad on YouTube at all. YouTube is actually cool. YouTube used to be bad back in the day. Somebody said it's bad here. Now, YouTube used to be bad back. Remember the adpocalypse back in the day? What was that, like 2018, 2019? Remember that? They were bad back then, but that wasn't really their fault because they were kind of young still, and they had to make everything work. Okay. The advertisers were scared because there were certain content, PewDiePie, there were certain content that they didn't want their ads to be placed with because people will boycott them and stop dealing with them. So if you're paying for advertising on the platform and the advertising is not paying off, why would you continue to give ads? Not only is it not paying off, it's actually hurting your brand. It's beyond not paying off because if it's not paying off, you could just focus on your top people and then they'll give you a return regardless of what. But the problem was that the whole platform had a negative stigma to it, which would negatively impact the companies publicly. All it's going to take is some journalists, quote unquote, from CNN to say, hey, you know what? There's negative content on YouTube and your brand associated with it. And now there's a whole big boycott and they are not only losing money, but it's taking a hit to their brand reputation. So back then, that was the whole issue. So YouTube has improved. Facebook has gotten a lot better. Facebook lets you monetize everything. You can monetize stories. You can monetize pictures, text, all that on Facebook. So Facebook at a certain point will become the new YouTube. For me, at least, it'll match what YouTube gives as far as monetary. And this is free game. Anybody want to take it, it's fine. But TikTok ain't like that. TikTok is so soft. They want to control you and what you say. They want to control your speech. So some of y'all be talking about unalived or what y'all say? Unalived or all this TikTok language. I refuse. I refuse to let them dictate my speech. I refuse to make them talk about, if I say a white person, I don't want to say palm color. I'm not saying none of that stuff. Okay. This is where I put my foot in the sand. The lines in the sand right here. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. So yeah, that's how I got banned. I think they were just, they're offended by me because I'm not going to conform to what they do. Okay. I don't say palm color. I don't say, what they say, homicided or whatever kind of ridiculous language they say. I don't speak their language. I don't kowtow to them. So they're like, you know what? You're not really violating anything. You're not cursing. You're not harassing nobody. You're not doxing nobody. You are a good presenter and you have popular videos that get attention, but TikTok has a certain kind of brand that we want the creators to fall into. And if you don't fall into that, then we're not going to encourage you to post content on here. Palm color. Yes, that's what because you can't say white person. That's considered to be like somehow offensive or racist. They're so weird over there. They are so weird. YouTube, they cool. Twitter, of course, X, they're great. Facebook, Instagram, they're great. TikTok, bad, terrible, awful. But you know what? Exactly. Samantha says, good. Keep the English language alive. I'm doing my best, Samantha. I really am. I refuse to speak in this way. And I hear people talk like that. I'm like, what are you even saying? China is attempting to control the way that Americans speak, which is disrupting communications. And I think also probably reducing productivity, in my humble opinion, because you have an addictive app, doom scrolling, and you're being taught to speak in ways that don't make any sense. So yeah, I'm good. But speaking about, you can't say white person, you got to say palm color. They have all kind of stuff. They type in hex codes. FFFFF. I'm like, man, nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that in 2025, okay? We're going to say black people, white people, Chinese, whatever. We're going to say what things are. There's no need to be offensive or racist. I'm going to just say what it is. If it's a white person, I'm going to say white person. If they black, I'm going to say black. It's okay. It's all right. If they are an American, Chinese, Mexican, Honduran, Nigerian, I'm going to say what it is. I'm going to say what it is. India Ren says, ABL, you are old and right. Hey, man, I'm Hank Hill at this point. I'm Hank Hill. I'm any dad from a sitcom where he stands for something and doesn't want to waver off of it. That's who I am right now in 2025. Yeah, Frank says non-POC person. I say delete it, but I'm being funny when I say delete it. I'm not going to say what they say. If I say delete it, they still might get offended. But I don't say what, like, it's not about not being able to say certain things. It's about not being able to say certain things, and you got to say what they want you to say specifically. You see, because I can be creative and say whatever I want beyond certain things, but they want you to be a conformist and just do what they want. Say things the way they want, talk about things that they want, do your videos the way they want. It's the communist type of control of people. I just can't rock with it. Now, speaking about being offended, have you guys seen this? Okay, I'm going to show this because I have to. I got to show this because this made the news. Like, it really made the news. Now, I don't know what's going on. I think maybe people just get offended at certain things. Maybe there's content creators making videos about this stuff and getting people offended. But this is a comedian, Drewski, if you don't know. Drewski is black. He kind of light skinned a little bit, but he's black. Hold on. Let me show you a picture of Drewski so you understand what this guy looks like without the makeup and stuff that he has on right now. Okay. All right. Let me just show you the guy. Okay. So this is him right here. This is him. That's Drewski. He's a comedian. He does a lot of skits online. Very, 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 very popular. He's been on TV. He's been pretty much everywhere over the past year or two, especially. Definitely the past year. He's been everywhere over the past year. So that's him. He does online skits. Now, this one, he went to a race, not NASCAR or whatever it is. He went to a race dressed as a Southern white person, like a redneck.
Here's the love. Here's the honor. If you can't come in her, come on her. Yeah!
I'm sorry for the little bit of a dirty joke right there, but I'm gonna just show you something. The makeup and all of that, spot on. The sunburn, that right there is perfect. Perfect with that sunburn. Okay, the hair, the outfit, the tattoos, the fat everywhere is good. Okay. Now, I don't know who we got to sit on his lap like this.
Hey, Suanna.
She's not listening.
Hey, come up. You need to listen to your nana. Go ahead, baby.
6 o'clock.
So this skit, people got offended by, and there was one particular part of it, because I think like he was pretending to be racist at certain points. You know, it was a black dude that came by. Oh, right here.
NASCAR?
Yes, sir. It's a race.
What race?
NASCAR race.
You going to NASCAR?
Yes, sir. A little bit.
You ain't lost, is you?
No, I'm good. I'm going to the race, sir.
Sure about that?
Yes, sir.
Now, he spit right there, but he didn't spit on the guy. And I'm sure that guy was probably in on it because it's a skit. So anyone you see in the skit, assume it's a skit and it's not real. So they were trying to say, oh, he's racist for spitting at the guy and he's racist for portraying this character. Now, for me, I thought my whole thing was he did great with the makeup, with the voice. He was very convincing. I was reading some of the comments and people were saying that he thought he was a real guy because there were some who were not part of the skit who were there. And they said they saw him walking around and they thought he was a regular white guy, like they thought he was like a deep woods type white dude, a backwoods type white dude. Okay. And we all know them. Shout out to the deep woods, backwoods white dudes. You guys are my personal favorite whites in the country. The deep woods country white dude. He might got 3 words in the vocabulary, but he can fix any car you send to him. Okay, he can build any kind of thing anything you need built. He gonna do it immediately off the rip. He don't got no tools. He got a hammer and some nails. Maybe he got a drill. Maybe. Okay, but he could build anything. Now this skit made the news.
Comedian Drewski is under fire for cosplaying a racist NASCAR fan. The popular Atlanta comedian painted his entire body white and completed the look with a mullet, American flag cowboy hat, a pair of overalls, and American flag tattoos. And while some praised his commitment to the bit, it left many people feeling conflicted due to his portrayal of racism against a couple of black men. So have you seen it? What do you think? Be sure to let us know.
It was not that deep. I promise. The news, though, the news really, is that what we're going to do? Come now. The news, that's crazy. That's totally crazy. Now, what's funny is when he did this skit, it wasn't a big news story. So that's Drewski as well. But in this one, he's portraying your hood white guy, or we call them affectionately the crazy white boy. So he played that character, okay, and nobody said nothing. It's okay. It was fine because we all know a guy like the first one and a guy just like that, okay? You cannot tell him he's not black, and it's fine because he grew up with us. He's like one of us, so it's fine. You know, in many ways, I saw Trump as one of us. I saw Trump as this, but like kind of a glamorized version of this. That's how I saw Trump. So shout out to, but again, this one, it didn't go viral. Okay. It went viral, but it didn't make the news. Okay. Now we got some white guys with a sense of humor. Okay. If you white, black, Puerto Rican, candy stripe, and you have a sense of humor, shout out to you. So we have somebody who responded. Okay. Now, before I play this video, do you see any similarities between Drewski's character and this real white man from Tennessee, I believe, like up there, Bristol, close to the Virginia border? Do you see any similarities at all? I'm just asking because maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm racist, but let's just watch some of this.
All right, I seen the Drewski white boy skit, and I noticed that he looks familiar. Can't quite put my finger on it. I've seen that guy before. Well, I got everything. Look, Drewski, on October 4th, I'm going to be driving a demolition derby car in Bristol. I'd be honored if you'd come watch. For America, I'm up against like these Australians. And hypothetically, if you wanted to be in that derby, I have not cleared this, but I'm pretty freaking sure we could find you a car. I'm just thinking out loud here, baby. You can come out to my trailer if you want to. I got a camper down there, a real nice one you can stay in. Fucking hire me, whatever.
There we go. So do y'all see any similarities between the two? Hey, shout out to him, man. You're a good sport. You got a good sense of humor. And you and Drewski, hey, man, you might want to call your mama and be like, yo, you want to tell me something about something? Like, what's going on? Okay, who's my dad for real? Like, what's really happening? You might want to shake that. Hey, if you shake your family tree, you might get Drewski to fall out. I'm just saying. If you shake the family tree, a guy who looks just like Drewski or the man himself will drop out. I'm just saying. Okay, I see your nose and all of that. Hey, man, do a DNA test. You might be my cousin, for real, for real. You might be my kinfolk. So shout out to everybody that got sense of humor. If you're offended, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm going to keep on moving. Now, you know who's always offended? You know who's always offended is the white liberal, especially the women. Now, you guys, please put me on game. I've never watched The Handmaid's Tale. I've never read that book. I don't know anything about it. But why, oh, why must they always dress like this in public to protest anything? Why? So as you can see right here, this is DC Union Station. And you have the guard, very nice, waving, hey. And they're talking to two women dressed up in the Handmaid's Tale outfits. Now, anybody want to explain what's going on? Like, what is the purpose? What is the reason? I don't really understand. I think that it's only them who watch that show, and it's only them who are impacted by it. I feel like they are acting out what they really want to be. They dress like that because they want to be that. And if they're not, I can't tell. Somebody said woke Red Riding Hood hilarious. They want the attention. And again, the name of this outfit, the name of this book and movie that inspired this is The Handmaid's Tale. Now, what's the plot of The Handmaid's Tale where they got to be like breeders? Listen, I've never watched it, never read the book. I don't know nothing. Okay. Foolishness. Yes. Foolishness. Now look, this is in DC. Okay. And you got a bunch of them. Is it a Handmaid's Tale con? Is that going on? Did you guys like, and for real, if it's not a convention, there might as well be one. It's a bunch of y'all. You have enough to just spark it on up. That's what I want to see. Matter of fact, you know what I want to see? I'm going to play it right here with no sound. You know what I want to see? I want to see a Handmaid's Tale convention in Washington, D.C. or any other liberal place. Okay, you're going to have free Starbucks. All right, it's going to be free pet dogs to put sweaters on. You can crochet. You can knit. You can go into a little room and scream at Donald Trump. It'd be a little Trump dog you could just punch with all your might. It'd be a blast. I'll be there. I'll be the caterer. I'll be the DJ. I play all the best hits. I play Britney Spears because I know y'all love Britney Spears. Don't even do that because y'all were playing Britney Spears in your bedroom when you were 18 years old, and now you want to wear Little Red Riding Hood, the woke version, out in D.C. for no reason. But let's get a little bit of sound here. Let's get a little bit of sound so we can see what's going on.
That's how we let it happen. They slaughtered Congress. We did. I was asleep before. That's how we let it happen. They slaughtered Congress. We did.
So is that a soundbite from the show? Is that like one of their prize things? Like, we must have this scene in the reel. It's going to go viral. What is it all about? Y'all tell me. Okay, listen. My set is going to be nothing but Britney Spears. Oops, I did it. They're going to go crazy. The Starbucks going to be all over the place. Okay, and they're already going to be hyped up from the caffeine and sugar from the Starbucks. And then I play that. And then them hoods going to come flying off like P.D. Pablo helicopter. Anyway, if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, what else we got? What else we got? We got quite a bit here. We have quite a bit. So we got Trump meeting with 33 Silicon Valley power players at a high-profile tech dinner. Elon was not there. I mean, it don't really matter why he wasn't there because, listen, Elon, you are a brilliant person. You've done quite a bit for humanity. Just from Twitter alone, thank you, Elon, for your service to humanity. But we don't need you to be everywhere all the time, okay? We don't need you everywhere all the time. You already got enough going on, bro. You have Tesla, the Boring Company, SpaceX, and you got like 1,000 kids. You have enough on your plate, bro. So there's no need to go to this particular dinner. It's okay. We got it. But guess who was there? You got Zuckerberg. You got Tim Apple, a.k.a. Tim Cook. You got Bill Gates. You got quite a few people there. And the reason that they were there is because of AI. They're trying to push forward initiatives on AI. What's the best way to go forward? How do we deal with this? Because we got to deal with it. AI is here. It ain't going nowhere. So all you can do really is embrace it and figure out ways to make society function with AI at the same time. All right. So let's keep on rocking and rolling. Okay, we got a look from Tim Apple. And shout out to Melania. Melania always looks stunning. It don't matter what it is. She could just be casual, chilling, Melania always looks great. President Trump, you have the right idea. Hey, Trump, listen to me very well. I don't care what nobody say about you. They could say you're orange and your foot looks crazy, whatever. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can say that Melania is not a stunner. It don't matter what they say, they can't say that. And if they do, they're a hater.
You've done an incredible job with Apple, little company called Apple.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Very, very few people have been able to do what you've done. Congratulations. Please.
Thank you, sir. That means a lot to me. I want to thank you for including me this evening. It's incredible to be among everyone here, particularly you and the First Lady. I've always enjoyed having dinner and interacting. I want to thank you for setting the tone such that we could make a major investment in the United States and have some key manufacturing, advanced manufacturing here. I think that says a lot about your focus and your leadership and your focus on innovation.
And pause right there, because there will be manufacturing for Apple here in the USA. A lot of it is leaving China. They're doing quite a bit in like India, Vietnam, stuff like that, but they're also bringing manufacturing here to the USA. Okay, and the jobs are needed. The jobs are needed. Manufacturing, like we got to be able to do, it can't just be we consume. At a certain point, we got to actually do things to generate revenue, like manufacturing.
I also want to thank you for helping American companies around the world. This is a very key thing, and I really enjoy working with your administration on those topics as well, because I think they're so important to the country. I want to thank the First Lady for focusing on education. There's nothing more important than education. It is the great equalizer and always will be. And so thank you so much for including me. We are all different in some ways, but we all believe in the power of technology to improve people's lives, and that is the thing that binds us all together.
And Tim, how much money will Apple be investing in the United States? Because I know it's a very lot, and it's,
Now that right there is a key question. Let's get that answer.
You were elsewhere, and now you're really coming home in a big way. How much money will you be investing?
$600 billion.
$600 billion. All right. It's a lot of jobs.
We're very proud to do it.
That's
$600 billion investment. So Trump is making things happen. I like the transparency. I like when we can say, hey, we have an American company investing billions into the USA, bringing jobs, bringing money to the USA. I love it.
great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
sir.
All right. Kabuki Theater, is that what it is? Why so pessimistic? Where does the pessimism come from? Give me some feedback on that. Let me know.
If you'd like
So here's Zuck. Okay. The triple OG Zuck.
to answer, free speech.
Sorry, I actually wasn't paying attention. But
There seems to be a crackdown. The British government seems to be cracking down on social media posts, people being arrested for tweets, social posts. Just wondering how concerning that is to you, Mr. President, and Mr. Zuckerberg.
This is the beginning of your political career.
no, it's not.
I will just say that in terms of UK, strange things are happening over there. They are cracking down, and surprisingly so. And I've spoken to the Prime Minister, and let's see what happens. But it is a little bit different situation. I'm very surprised to see what's happening. Are you talking about the UK in particular, right? Yeah, I'm very surprised to see what's happening. Sad. It's not a good thing. Yeah, please.
Now, the thing about UK in general is what's happening with the whole of Europe. They don't have enough. They're having to bring in the migrants because they don't have enough children being born there. And that kind of thing is causing a lot of problems. It's causing economic problems. It's causing a lot of different issues that may present themselves in different ways. So, yeah, that's really what's happening with UK and the whole of Europe. Now, I'm not sure if this was at the dinner. It might have been at the same time. But here's Trump talking about the whole migrant issue.
We were given a very bad hand. We had 25 million people allowed to come into our country, come in from mental institutions, prisons from all over the world, emptied their prisons out into this country, drug dealers, drug addicts, we have everything. They were allowed to come in, murderers. 11,788 murderers, 50% of whom killed more than one person during their life. They were allowed to come into our country by the Democrats and by Sleepy Joe. And that was a thing. Now, they had the worst inflation in history. We've got the inflation down, but inflation is nothing compared to what I just told you. To allow 25, I believe the real number is 25 million people into this country, many of whom should never have been allowed into this country. And we're doing a great job in getting them out. And we're getting them out by the thousands every month, every week in some cases.
So there we go. And I love it. That's what I voted for. That's what I want, is for the illegal aliens to get up out of here. For sure. Now, here's something about Trump. Did you guys see this? This was kind of like, it kind of flew under the radar a little bit. So Speaker of the House Mike Johnson said that Trump was an FBI informant to take down Jeffrey Epstein. Did you guys hear that? I'm not quite sure you guys heard it. It flew under the radar. I might do a video just to put it out there.
He's not saying that.
Okay, let's go ahead and play this right quick.
He's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows and has great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this as recently as 24 hours ago.
So when people try to say that Trump is somehow covering stuff up and all this and that, it's like, okay, how is Trump trying to cover it up when he was an informant to get Epstein taken down in the first place? People think that there's some type of list, some type of charter that Epstein had in his back pocket. And when he deleted himself or whatever you want to call it, he just had the note and threw it on the ground and they recovered it. It's just not a thing that makes a whole lot of sense. And again, if it was really there, you would have already known about it by now. But it's not. So what more can Trump do? Okay, so he hears a rumor and bans him from Mar-a-Lago. Then he becomes an informant to get Epstein locked up, which is what happens. And then Epstein dies in jail. So my thing would be, what more do you want? And for real, I don't even like the whole Epstein topic because the hoax is all the things the left have added on it. Whenever I see a leftist speak, your Amanda Seals of the world, they're talking about the Epstein list. They're talking about, oh, where's the list? Trump's hiding it. It's them who have now adopted this as their own thing because they, again, like I said before, they see it as an issue that they can get some conservatives on their side. So they can get some conservatives to abandon Trump, be on their side, which will help them in 2026, next year in the midterms, 2028, the general election. It's very simple. To me, that's pretty much long and short. And I'm gonna stick by that. And there's no change in my mind unless you provide the smoking gun of an Epstein list, which you're never going to do. So what's the point in talking about it? I don't really understand. Now, speaking about FBI, undercover, and whatnot, J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, says he has a source inside the administration. Somebody telling on Trump, you got a little birdie in your ear, like what's going on?
Possibly.
Let's watch this. This is on MSDNC, MSNBC, which will be known as MSNOW at a certain point. Jen Psaki, and again, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Possibly to have that as a place where federal troops are. Do you have any sense even of the scope of the ICE operation that they're planning?
Not from ICE. We're getting, again, it's all secondhand, third hand. There are a lot of patriotic Americans who work in the administration or work at the departments or in the military who have let us know things without, having permission to do so. And so I would call some of that rumor, but, well-sourced rumors.
Possibly to have that as a place.
So do y'all believe him? Do y'all believe what he's saying? Do you think that he's telling the truth or making stuff up? Just talking? Because a lot of what I see on television, people just talk. They say anything. They'll tell you anything they'll tell you a lie with a straight face. They'll tell you a lie with a straight face. Now, speaking about television, a former TV host who is now making his way on the internet, I suppose, Don Lemon. Don Lemon is out in the streets of DC, Baltimore, talking to people. Now, this clip is him talking to Sarah McBride, aka Tim McBride. Is that his name? Hold on. The Transformer House rep. Make sure I'm saying the right thing. I think his name is Tim. Okay, let me see. All right, hold on. I hate Wikipedia how they don't say what the birth name is because, all right, let's talk about it right now. Okay, so Sarah McBride was not born Sarah McBride. Sarah McBride, I believe, was born Tim. Let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. Hold on. Okay, yes, his name was Tim. His name was Tim. Okay. And then he became Sarah. But you go to Wikipedia, watch this. Let me just throw it on the screen right here. So you see Sarah McBride, born 1990. You should go early life, and it should say Sarah McBride, born Tim McBride, or it should say something like that right here. But it doesn't. It just says Sarah McBride. But if I change my name from Anthony to Easy Money Loke, then they're going to say Easy Money Loke, born Anthony Brian Logan. That's what they're going to say. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Wikipedia, y'all garbage. Anyway, here is Mr. Lemon talking to Tim, aka Sarah, and I think maybe he remembers him as Tim.
This is my car. I'm heading back to Delaware.
It is, dude. Do you have a Hemi in here? What is it?
This is a beautiful Chevy Equinox, American made.
You got a whole closet back there.
It's a
Can we
traveling
see?
office.
Can you roll this down? No. Look, she's got a whole closet full of clothes. That you're not living out of your car. Is this
I'm
weekend
not.
breaking
No.
news?
Is
this
but
an
you
exclusive?
You always need to change your clothes.
Yes.
This
Y'all funny. Ant Dog. That was hilarious. Ant Dog. Like, who is Ant Dog? Pardon my cough. But if y'all don't remember the whole Ant Dog thing, when I was on Jubilee recently, I didn't even notice it. Shout out to my man Udoka called me. Udoka called me and was like, hey, do you remember when she calls you Ant Dog? I'm like, Ant Dog? I had to go back and play the Jubilee clip where I was on it. And she said, Ant Dog. I'm like, who is that? Anyway. So that is Tim McBride, a.k.a. Sarah, and Don Lemon. Now, a Chevy Equinox. Do they have like, that's like a soccer mom car at best. A Hemi in that'd just be a little bit too much. But anyway, I'm not really sure that Don is a big car guy. But here is Don out there in Baltimore, Maryland.
The president
asking people if it makes sense for the guard to come out there. All right, now let's go ahead and watch this. If you ask residents of high crime areas, do they want more security? They're going to say yes. They're going to say yes. And you know what? Let's talk about it for a minute since I'm right here. Let me just talk for a minute before I get to this video. The 1994 crime bill. The crime bill, we can look now and say that it was too much and Joe Biden was wrong for what he was doing. But he wasn't wrong, really, because during that time, we in the black community were begging for more security because it was so many bodies dropping. I mean, like the violence, people ask me, what was the worst time for black Americans post-slavery? And it was by far crack. Crack might have been worse than slavery. It was so many of us dying, not just from like overdose. I'm talking about just people getting shot, killed, little kids, women, old people. It didn't matter. Okay, you'd be lucky if you were a black male that lived past 15 in some of these places. Oh, it was crazy. So yeah, we demanded the crime bill back then because it was just too much violence going on. So if you go to these communities and ask, hey, you guys are getting a couple bodies a week. You getting shots every night. It's not safe. You getting robbed, carjacked, all this and that. Do you guys want more security? They're going to say, yeah. But those who don't live in those areas are going to say no, because A, they want to keep that area poor, keep that area violent, so they can get people to work from those areas for them. Also, they don't want to accept help from President Trump because he is President Trump. So they'll allow these communities to just languish and in poverty and violence with no assistance because they don't like who it's coming from. And since they're not affected, then they're going to keep having that same thought process, which is why I hate these people so much. The liberals, white, black, whatever, liberals who think like that, I hate. But anyway, here is Don Lemon in Baltimore, Maryland.
The president said he wants to send troops here to Maryland. What do you think? Baltimore into Maryland?
I'm not opposed of it.
Right.
I think it'll be a good idea.
Why so?
Maybe we can clean up some of this crime-ridden neighborhoods.
Yeah.
You know?
Is the crime bad?
Very bad. Atrocious. And, you know, I'm out of breath. So
Yeah. I see you were running. You got your prayer rug. Yeah.
Right. I'm on my way to Juma.
Yeah.
It'll be a breath of fresh air.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. The president said he wants to send troops here to Maryland.
We got one guy that says, hey, come on, let's bring them. Okay, he black. Now we got a white lady. Let's ask her. What's her opinion?
I've been a resident of Maryland all my life, so I think it would help some.
Why so?
Coming from a family that was broken up, my husband was murdered 2 years ago, and nothing was ever done.
Murder where? At home?
Right out in front of our house.
Sorry.
It was a carjacking gone wrong, and they shot him in his head. Killed him instantly, so. But again, our lovely mayor didn't do nothing.
Did they ever find the perpetrator?
Nope.
So you want to see it?
Yes, I want justice.
You want justice, and you would like to see the troops here in the National Guard?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and I'm sorry you had that experience.
I've been a resident.
I mean, you're just asking people randomly on the street, and they're going to tell you these horrific stories. People that actually live in the community, and they got to deal with the crime and the violence. They're going to tell you, hey, we need help, we need security. Somebody do something. RP to her husband, he gets killed during a carjacking, which is a thing they do a lot up there, carjackings. That's kind of an old school thing. Carjacking, y'all still doing that? I mean, see, there's a problem up there that they're not really addressing. It kind of reminds me of like Los Angeles a little bit, a big divide between the haves and the have-nots. It's crazy to go to LA and you can see how ghetto the ghetto area is. We'll get to that in a minute. But how ghetto the ghetto area is, I'll put it to you this way. Here's LA from my perspective, from being an East Coast guy or Eastern, like a East Southern type of guy. Going to LA, you got the best of the best and the worst of the worst. The ghettos are very bad. The nice areas are very nice, beautiful, gorgeous. Down the street, a few blocks away from absolute ghetto. I'm talking about the ghetto. I mean, we're going to see it in a minute. But the things I saw in Los Angeles, garbage on the ground, like not even in Virginia, out Norfolk, do you see stuff like that. Not in no projects. You don't see just garbage strewn. I'm talking about like, it looked like India or something like this. And I'm not really exaggerating. It was close to like third world. Some of the garbage on the ground. The security looked like Johannesburg. Big gates, big tall gates in front of everything. Barbed wire, cameras, security officers, private security. The best of the best and the worst of the worst out there in Los Angeles. All right, we got some more out there in Baltimore, Maryland.
I think you should,
You think he should send him?
It's straight, it's getting out of hand, man. All these killings all the time. The murder rates going higher and higher, and all the drugs. They don't got no programs. They do, but they don't work. And then, like, the bikers, you know what I mean? The 12 o'clock boys, they need to build them a park, make more things, you know what I mean? Like, more sources.
So you said send the troops and sources, or
send the troops to straighten everything out, you know what I mean? And then like, make Baltimore great again.
Rebuild.
Rebuild it, back how it was, long
Charm
time
City.
ago.
Yeah. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
I think you should.
That was a question that was uncalled for. But anyway, Baltimore used to be a place where people worked and drugs hit, and it just changed. That's really the bottom line. And the lack of education, man. Like I told y'all before, that boy that had the 1.3 GPA, Baltimore. How are you a 0.13 GPA and that ranks you 60 out of 120 kids in your class? You're ranked 60 out of 120 kids in your graduating class with a 0.13 GPA. It's just, it to me, I just don't understand. And the whole thing about the race element, I don't understand it either, because me being from Virginia, Virginia's like one of the blackest places in the country. I'm talking about, I lived in a city where it was 125,000 with a majority black population. So, but even in that kind of place, even in the hood, it was still a thing. Let's learn how to read. Let's learn how to write. Let's learn how to tie our shoes. Let's learn how to do some skills before we go to school. That was still a thing. So, I don't know, man. I think a lot of these urban kids, they don't value that. Because I came from the country originally, and my parents, grandparents, everybody understood the value of education because they came from real poverty. In my opinion, the urban inner city poverty is not the same kind of poverty as living out in the country with nothing, where you might not have no food to eat. When you're living in the urban inner city environment, everything is right there for you. All you got to do is go out there and add on to it to improve the situation. Don't just rely upon the government to take care of you. In the urban inner city environment, you got all kind of welfare, you got Section 8 programs, this program from the city, you got this, you got school bus, you got all kind of stuff that we did not have in West Virginia and the western part of Virginia. So we had to go a whole lot harder to get to where we are, and that value continued throughout our lives. All of us are homeowners. Listen, all of us are homeowners. Everybody got money, everybody got retirement, and we all came from small little town West Virginia. But them out there in the cities, overrun with drugs, violence, and their lives are a little bit too cushy beyond that. So they don't really try to go forward. Anyway, I'm getting offended. I'm getting triggered. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, here is Stephen A. Smith talking to Ben Shapiro about how great America is right now. And I always say this, America is fantastic, and there's no place on earth like it at all.
But America is not what it used to be. Wouldn't you concede that?
No.
That you wouldn't concede that
No,
it's
I
not
think
what it
America's-
used to be?
No, I think that America is in many ways better than it ever was. I mean, I think that
Why?
Because name a time in American history that was better for, say, Black Americans.
I can't. I'm not going to deny that. I don't think it's great right now, but I'm certainly not going to imply that this is as bad as it was in the 60s and the 50s and beyond and before.
Even
that.
the 80s.
I'm saying-
right. I mean, like,
obviously to some degree, no question about that. I'm not going to make that
this
argument.
is sort of the problem that I have is people kind of look back to a storied past and they tell themselves a story about it. On the right, they tend to say things like, well, if it were only like the 1950s, and if only we had the manufacturing jobs we had in the 1950s. And I kind of sit there and I say, well, really? I don't think you'd want to sit in like a Ford factory in a rivet 8 hours a day. Like you sit in an air-conditioned office and your main physical threat is sciatica. I really don't think that's the same thing. And you know,
Ben, I like Ben, but Ben is a Californian. See what I'm saying? He's a Californian from LA. His point of view is different than someone from Ohio, West Virginia, Missouri, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, steel mill. It's different. There's no office jobs to be found in a lot of these places. And if there is one, it's not really paying a lot. We don't mind getting our hands dirty. You are not getting your hands dirty, Ben Shapiro, and that's fine. But everywhere is not Los Angeles. So we do need manufacturing jobs back. I would agree with you that things are going pretty well in the country, but there's a lot of problems. it's great for many people, but for many others, it's not so great. And we can get it back to being great for all of us if we do the correct things, like getting manufacturing jobs back.
There tends to be a belief that your parents had it better than you did. No, your parents lived in an era where you had to go to a payphone to call your family and spend $1 a minute to do so. And now you have a magical machine in your pocket that gets you any piece of information you could ever want instantaneously. And you can order any product for cheaper than anybody in human history, and it will be at your door inside of 2 days.
I get it, but see, there's trade-offs. That's a great thing. Like, I always talk about it. It's like you have a supercomputer right here in the palm of your hand. So you could do a lot from this. You can make a lot of money from this. But there's trade-offs. It's not just all progression and advancement. There's trade-offs. So he's right, but there's also another side to that. There's more to the story.
So that's not to say there aren't problems. There for sure are problems. But the idea that anybody on Earth or in all of human history who's airdropped into the United States wouldn't look around and go, holy, like this is kind of amazing, is I think gratitude is a good thing, is what I'll say about this.
All right, there we go. So what's your opinion about what Ben is saying? I think that he's right, but also not seeing the full picture. You're not seeing the full picture of how a lot of Americans live. You're just not really seeing it. Okay, now speaking about someone who doesn't really see things the way they are, we got Jasmine Crockett. I ain't gonna play her too much, I promise. I'm not trying to promote Jasmine Crockett, but let's just hear some of this.
I don't want,
because this is the same AOC rhetoric. Please listen. The reason why I'm playing this actually is because anybody who could hear the sound of my voice, anyone, I don't care if you're a troll, watch me to hate, and you know what? Hold on. If you are a troll and you're watching me right now, thank you. I appreciate it because it don't really matter. You know what? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, they don't even care. If you love me, hate me, don't even know I exist, it don't matter. A view is a view is a view is a view. And if you are engaging, leaving hate comments, even better. Listen, I got a feature on my phone where I can look at my YouTube comments. If you make a comment and I click on your profile, I'm able to see how many comments you've left on my channel. I see troll comments. I click on their profile, 200 comments on my channel, and it's all hating. So that's 200 comments of engagement. It all works the same for me. So thank you. Anyway, let's hear from one of the most brilliant minds of the Democratic Party, Jasmine Crockett.
anybody to mistake what I'm saying. Just because you are impoverished does not mean that you will be a criminal. But I do want to be clear that there is a direct link between poverty and susceptibility to having to engage in certain things. And this is something that I know up close and personal as a public defender. In fact, my elected prosecutor in Dallas County, he kind of caught some flack because he probably shouldn't have said it out loud. But he specifically said, if I get people that are getting charged with a low-level misdemeanor for going and stealing food, diapers, like basic necessities, because they literally can't afford it.
Stop. That is the biggest load of garbage. You got government programs that will give you these things for free. You got, look, diapers, they got a program called WIC. You know what that stands for? Women, Infants, and Children. Stop playing games. Then you got food stamps. I've done countless videos of people getting thousands of dollars on food stamps. And they got food banks. You could just go in there with no welfare benefits and just get food. If you're stealing food, it's because you're a thief. I don't want to hear nothing else about it.
He's like,
out of desperation.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not locking you up, right? Like, and granted, like, there is no good point in doing it because a decent defense attorney would have a defense, right? There's a defense that we have on the book. So we, go and try the case, right? But like most people didn't understand. They're like, oh, he telling everybody to go steal. And I'm like, that's not what he was doing. But like, okay. And so I want people to understand that there are crimes that are committed not because people are criminals, but because they literally are trying to survive.
Excuses. Look, and that right there, that is part of the soft on crime thing that goes on. The prosecutors, judges not trying to prosecute the crimes. Y'all saw that viral video of the guy stabbing the lady on the train. I ain't gonna show it. Y'all saw that, right? White guy, white woman, she was like from Ukraine or whatever. The guy had been arrested 14 times before. Now, here's my question. How much time did he do for those 14 arrests? And it was probably violent offenses. When you keep when you're allowed to just do stuff over and over again, it could start low level, but it could end up high level, and it could be a mixture of both. You send a message that you could just do whatever you want and it's fine. Society can't function that way. Society cannot function that way, and ultimately, they're going to commit an ultimate crime like that dude where he stabs a lady for no reason on the train. That's how it works. It was the same issue with, what was that, Daniel Penny and Jordan Neely? Jordan Neely, the guy who was restrained by Daniel Penny on the train in New York, he was known to the police. He was known to subway riders as somebody that was crazy, had mental problems, had already beat women up before, punched them in the face, overall just a violent, dangerous person. Shouldn't have been on the streets at all. Should have been locked up in the loony bin somewhere to get his mind together a little bit. But of course he wasn't. He's on a train again, and then tragedy strikes. That's kind of how it works. The soft on crime policies endanger regular, everyday people, period. But I married Jasmine, you got in your mind. Listen, man, I don't smoke crack, and I hope you don't either. I don't smoke crack, and I hope you don't either. But nah, shout out to you, Rex Rock. I appreciate you for your comment, man. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All righty, let's keep on rocking and rolling here. Okay.
Hey,
so this liberal guy says that he's being stressed out so much by Trump, he's starting to grow a beard. Imagine that. Hey, Trump then scared you straight, huh? Let's watch some of this.
Hey, did you hear about the 600 Guatemalan children? Or this or that? Palestine? Fucking Indonesia? Australia? Anytime I bring it up, they get this, like, visceral reaction where they make me feel like the uncomfortable in the room, like, one in the room. Like, I'm being, like, insensitive by talking about this shit. Are you not living in the same fucking world that I am? Oh my God! I fucking do an in-depth, like, talk through about what's going on, and they're like, yeah, I just really don't like to think about it. I don't really get into politics. Shut your bitch ass up! Oh my God! Like, it drives me crazy, man.
Pause. So when these 25-year-old white guys be in my comments talking about SYBAU, they're saying that shut your BA up. I thought they were being racist saying black A. Okay, I'm corrected. Let's keep on going.
I only make enough money to fucking go to work, go home, go to music festivals, like, and tell people in my community what's happening. I can't go over there and stop it myself. So I'm so fucking sick of evil. Oh my God. You know, I just shaved yesterday, but I never used to grow hair from here to here. But starting in fucking January, I got patches of hair now. I'm fucking aging from the stress. Every day feels like a goddamn month.
Hey, you know what's going on right now, bro? You know what's going on? You're growing a beard because you're becoming a man. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine becoming a man and growing a beard. Isn't that precious? You know, because being a man is not all about sunshines, rainbows, feeling good every day. It comes with some stress. It comes with some hard work. So now you're experiencing what it is to be a man. Maybe your dad maybe came home drunk, you know, angry. Now you're starting to understand why he was like that. That's just part of being a man. And what you got to do, bro, rather than beating your steering wheel up, rather than doing that, get yourself under control. Embrace the beard. It's okay to have a beard. You're a man. Grow the beard. Embrace it. Don't worry about it. And keep on your journey as a man. So shout out to him. Hey, you know what? back to the whole SYBAU thing. I'm minding my business. I'm at Chipotle, right? I'm about to go in. I park, and white dude pulls up. I don't know what like a Charger or something like this. It looked like it might have been a black guy's car, but it was a white guy that popped out. Anyway, he parks, and he has that sticker on his car, SYBAU. I'm like, what is going on? Is that race? Like, what is? But now I understand what that means. So I've been educated. Shout out to all the Gen Zs with their slang. I'm a little bit out of the loop. Okay, I don't know all the Gen Z slang or the Gen Alpha, skibbity toilet. I don't know nothing about that. I don't got no kids. So shout out to you, bro, for educating me about what these Gen Z words mean. And don't worry about becoming the man. We all do it. It's okay. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. But was it trolling? I don't know. I don't think it was. I think he might have been dead serious. And I think this young lady, obviously, is also being dead serious. Okay? And shout out to the Triple OG, my Caucasian brother, Charlie Kirk.
If a trans man went into a women's bathroom, that's not a diss, that's a compliment.
No, it's 100% an insult. But
you think it's an insult to be manly?
Well,
yeah, I would see it. You're crossing your legs like a queer.
I could see that you're a struggling individual. So let me ask you, are you trans?
I am a man. None of the right talks about trans men, and I want to know why. Make eye contact with me, please, like a man.
Wow.
People who
Wait, so you acknowledge that I'm a man? I thought that you're like this trans activist.
I am a man, and you are a man,
Well,
and you will look me in the eye like a man.
I'm not sure what you are, but okay.
You think trans women are these predator men that look me in the eyes,
women.
please? Come on. Are you autistic? Here, look here, look here.
I can look anywhere I please. Calm down a little bit, okay?
Do you know how to make eye contact?
Yeah, I do, and I can also look at the audience because I'm mature enough not to have to stare you at all the time because I'm not a psychopath, okay?
Whoa! I'm calling you mentally ill because you can't communicate with me.
So if I am mentally ill, which means that I'm off the norm, can we also agree that trans people are mentally ill because they're off the norm?
I don't think there's anything wrong with being mentally ill.
That's the type of person that would to school, so be very careful.
That's facts, though. That's facts. Now, somebody said, oh, Charlie, you went too far. Nah, he's dead serious. Like, that is exactly the profile of a school shooter. Exactly the profile. A transgender person, confused, angry, upset. Okay. That is the profile right there. We've been seeing it over and over again. And look, listen. You are obviously not, look, you are clearly not a man. You see, remember I said it before, I was on Jubilee back in 2020, and they had this so-called trans man on there. Now, the way the lighting was and the way she was dressed made it look like she might have been the man. And she was kind of dark-skinned, so you couldn't really, you know what I mean? Kind of a little bit masculine a little bit to some people. But I'm in front of her. I see a 5'1", fun-sized woman. Okay, that's what I see. Same thing here. I see a girl, basically. I don't even see an adult. I don't even see an adult. I see like a teenage girl. I'm a man. A man how? Because you got on a baseball hat and a graphic t-shirt that makes you a man. Make it make sense. There's more to being a man than how you identify. There's more to being a man than how you dress. There's more to being a man than taking hormones or whatever. Surgery, it don't matter. Being a man is so much deeper than we even realize. Same thing with being a woman. Being a woman is so much deeper than any of us on earth understand. So if you think you're something else, there's something wrong with you deep on the inside. And that kind of thing often is manifested as a dangerous act, like a school shooter. Haven't we seen the same pattern over and over again? Not just with men who identify as women, but vice versa. That was the case in Nashville. It was a female who identified as male. And in Minneapolis, it was male who identified as female. So Charlie's right on point. It's a mental illness, and if it ain't checked, it's going to be a problem. And the whole eye contact thing, that's somebody that is just trying to be a regular person. Because I'm talking to you, I'm not like this the whole time. I don't got to do that the whole time and just, staring at your face. Hey, I don't got to be like, hey, you know what? My name is Anthony Brown Logan, and today, you don't do all that. It's a little scary. It's like, all right, bro, can you just be regular? You don't gonna be like this the whole time. Hey, I'm making eye contact because I'm a real man, because this little 17-year-old girl told me that I got to do it, and if I don't, I'm not a real man. Was it a staring contest? Come on now. That's not how human beings really communicate with each other. That's not a natural way to communicate. See, but that goes to mental illness. You're not all the way right. The screws ain't all the way tightened up in your brain. A few bolts just jangling around in your dome piece. That's kind of what's happening. But anyway, 450 illegal aliens at the plant in Georgia. And we have somebody who was a whistleblower, actually. I'm going to play her, but I'm going to play the first person first, then the whistleblower. All right, let's watch some of this here.
450 illegal immigrants were just arrested in an automotive plant for Hyundai in the state of Georgia. 450 illegal immigrants were working in the Hyundai plant in the state of Georgia, and they were apprehended. I don't think people truly grasp what this means or how this reflects this country or how it correlates to how so many of you are struggling to make ends meet or support a family. A lot of you guys bring up the fact that back in the 50s, a man could work at an auto plant and make enough money to support his family, raise children, have a household, and have a good quality of life. But the American dream is dead because every time I try to find a job, I can't find one that makes a livable wage. That's why, because that's who you're competing with. Because those auto workers were middle-class workers, right? They used to be all unionized, and they had benefits, and they had good pay, and they had pensions, and now you've got illegals coming in working for peanuts, even though the price of cars keeps going up, and now you can't find a job to be able to support yourself. 450 blue-collar American jobs just in that town alone were stolen by illegal immigrants from that one plant. And there are thousands of auto plants all over this country. It really makes you wonder how many tens of thousands, if not millions of Americans are missing out on those blue-collar middle-class jobs where they could support their lifestyle, have a family, live the American dream. They're incapable of it. The irony is people can come here from other countries undocumented, cross our border illegally, and pursue supporting their own family, but Americans that are born here can't. This isn't a race.
Boom. Right on. A little bit more.
Here can't. This isn't a race problem. This isn't a lack of acceptance of other people's culture problem. This is people coming here and completely destroying our economy and destroying our middle class. This is what the death of the middle class looks like. An inability to get a job where you can support yourself, where Americans historically used to be able to, because people are coming here illegally and working those jobs for next to nothing. Because
exactly. Right on point. Now, someone tipped off the authorities to what was happening at that particular plant in Georgia. It's like in a Savannah area, like right outside of Savannah, Georgia. Okay. So this is the whistleblower, I guess you would say. Let's hear from her about why she went ahead and told the authorities what was happening, despite the obvious that it was illegal. There's more.
So there were 452 illegals apprehended at the Hyundai mega plant construction site yesterday near Savannah. And I was the one that reported the information that I had to ICE. But it goes beyond just someone working illegally. Let me explain to you. These people are working for slave wages. Some are not getting paid. Some are being trafficked. They send money home to their country. They give money to their handler. They have hardly anything left. They live in homes 5 families deep, have no quality of life. It's modern day slavery. So if you think that ICE is just going in and ripping people out of their jobs, these hardworking people that want a better life, well, guess what? Politicians have really screwed these people, because when they came here, they thought they were, hey, the border's open, we're coming in, we're going to get the 5-star treatment, and we can go to the big Walmart, and we can live in a 5-star hotel, and that's just not how it is. It's very bad conditions, very inhumane, and the Biden administration started a humanitarian crisis. So y'all can't just look at it like they're ripping good people off the job. They're probably saving their lives in the long run.
Boom. There you go. So, it's deeper than just they're here illegally. You're talking about slavery. This is what I've been saying the whole time. This is the new slavery. Because the whole point is you get vulnerable people here illegally. They get treated any kind of way, paid whatever, or not paid sometimes. That's the slavery type of mentality. It's the exact same thing, minus some of the beating and whatnot, but it's the same principle. It's the same result. That's just what it is. So I'm glad that she and others blew the whistle and told what was happening. Now, here is an arrest video of some of the guys, some of the Koreans that got locked up by ICE at the plant. And you can see, okay, obviously all Koreans, obviously. Okay, these are not Mexicans, Venezuelans. These ain't Home Depot day laborers. Okay, these are South Korean nationals, obviously. Okay, a bunch of Daniel Kims and Kim Songs. Okay, that's what's going on. And I'm willing to bet that they were brought here in some kind of way by Hyundai. Because again, Hyundai is a South Korean company. Why would you bring South Korean nationals specifically to work in the country illegally? When has it ever happened anywhere else? I mean, unless, again, there was a South Korean involved from the start. One person or a whole company like Hyundai. And Squid Game is crazy. Y'all are funny, man. You guys are crazy. Shout out to, if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, this was a multi-month investigation. So it wasn't just like, okay, we get a tip and boom, let's hit it. Nah, there was an investigation. We got tips, we got information, we got leads. Let's investigate, figure out what's happening, and then do what we got to do. All right, let's go ahead and throw it on the screen. And here we go.
This has been a multi-month criminal investigation where we have developed evidence, conducted interviews, gathered documents.
Hold on. Before I begin, In the Street says they did the same thing in Canada, but for a battery plant, it was a battery plant here too. It was for EV batteries. It's the same thing. What it sounds like is they brought their own people to build the battery plant specifically. Now, they may try to say, oh, they had knowledge of the battery plant that Americans didn't have. Whatever. Again, like I said from the beginning of the video, if that's the case, then bring them here legally. Volkswagen does it with the Germans. Nissan with the Japanese. You do it with the South Koreans. You can't do whatever you want to do in this country. But anyway, let's continue.
This has been a multi-month criminal investigation where we have developed evidence, conducted interviews, gathered documents, and presented that evidence to the court in order to obtain a judicial search warrant. Yesterday, we executed that search warrant and gathered additional evidence that will support this investigation. There are no criminal charges being announced today, but this is an ongoing matter. While we were on the premises, we did encounter many hundreds of individuals. Of those, as I've previously mentioned, 475 were illegally present in the United States or in violation of their presence in the United States, working unlawfully, who have entered through a variety of different means into the United States.
They entered one way for one reason, but stayed for a different reason, violating the terms of their entrance. You can't just say, all right, I'm going to be here on a tourist visa and then start working the job. That's not how that works.
Some that illegally crossed the border into the United States. Some that came in through visa waiver and were prohibited from working. Some that had visas and overstayed their visas. And each individual was questioned on their status. Their documents were checked. Their backgrounds were checked. And ultimately, through coordination of our experts and attorneys in the background, those that were found to be illegally present were then detained and turned over to ICE enforcement and removal operations custody. But this is all in furtherance of the ongoing investigation where we are looking at employment practices. We made seizures yesterday as part of that to gather additional evidence.
Hyundai, you in trouble. Hyundai, you are in trouble.
And conducted interviews and are continuing this ongoing investigation.
This could be the biggest auto scandal ever. Remember the last scandal, I think, was what the emission situation with Volkswagen, where they were like cooking the books. Was it Volkswagen or Nissan? One of them, they were like manipulating the emissions tests. Something they were doing. That was a big scandal. But now you got Hyundai potentially importing hundreds of illegal aliens to work at their plant and not really paying them what they should be paying, mistreating them, all kind of stuff. Probably doing what they do in South Korea, would treat them basically in South Korea, they get treated real bad. Over there, workers' rights is not really a thing. Not for real, for real. South Korea, Japan. In Japan, they got a word for it called karoshi. Overwork, death by overwork. When you are treated so badly by your job, you literally die at the job. That's kind of how their culture is over there. And they probably brought that over here to the USA to increase productivity. But you cannot just basically enslave someone and treat them like that to build your business. That's not how we do things in America. Now, if you want to do slavery over there, knock yourself out. Not here. We don't allow that. And if you're going to come here, you got to be here legally. You can't be here on a tourist visa, overstay that, and then start working. All right, let me just here's a video of them running through the actual facility. Now this statement right here is back in 2022, but that ain't really important. My question is, where are you going? You're in the warehouse, like you're not going to run for the border. You are in Savannah, Georgia. The border is nowhere near here. Okay. Gangnam Style and all them dudes about to go right back to Seoul. All right. Let's keep going here. If you like what you're hearing, so please give the video a thumbs up. Now, they addressed this over in South Korea. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs addressed this. Let's get a little bit of sound. Again, the South Korean government addressed this, and somebody is going down.
9월 4일 목요일.
On Thursday, September 4th in local time, the US Immigration and Customs Enforcement conducted a raid at the construction site of our company's battery plant in the state of Georgia, during which many of our nationals were detained.
구금되었습니다. 미국의 법 집행.
The economic activities of our companies investing in the United States and the interests of our citizens must not be unduly violated during the course of US law enforcement.
서울에서도 오늘 주한 미국 대사관.
In Seoul, we also conveyed our concerns and regret through the US Embassy today, urging special attention to ensure that the legitimate rights and interests of our citizens are not violated.
유의해 줄 것을 당부하였습니다.
Look, I mean, for real, I get it. Okay, whatever. But your citizens are here illegally, doing the wrong thing. And Hyundai, which is a big company in South Korea, they're probably behind it in some kind of way. I don't think they were ignorant to it. They had to have known. If you got hundreds of South Koreans specifically working at a plant, and this same thing was done before in Canada, somebody else said it, it was done on purpose by y'all. Not necessarily the South Korean government, but probably so. Because again, Samsung, Kia, Hyundai, these are really big companies that make the entire economy of South Korea go. Without those companies, what do you have? North Korea. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, what we got next? Immigration. So we got, well, the workforce without the illegal immigration. Let's just see some of these numbers.
President Trump's stepped-up immigration policies appear to be impacting the nation's labor force. Preliminary data shows that more than 1 million immigrants disappeared from the labor force from January through the end of July. Immigrants make up almost 20% of the U.S. workforce. Data showing that 45% of workers in farming, fishing, and forestry are immigrants. They also represent 30% of all construction workers. This comes as the U.S. sees its first decline in the overall immigrant population in over 50 years.
I mean, we needed it. We needed it because the migrant specifically, and I don't like how sometimes there's a conflation between illegal aliens and illegal aliens and immigrants. It's not the same thing. To me, an immigrant is a person who came here legally. You did the right thing. You came through the proper channels. That's an immigrant. Illegal alien did not do all of that. Illegal alien is the opposite. The only thing in common is you're not born in America. That's the only thing in common. Aside from that, there is a world of difference. But yeah, shout out to Trump for making it happen. So look, 1.2 million illegals gone from the workforce. 1.2 million more jobs for Americans to do. Fantastic. Fantastic. You got a Hyundai, Robert? Hey man, if you like it, I love it. Shout out to the Hyundai. But they're in trouble. Pardon me. So this guy, an illegal alien. Well, actually, you know what? He wasn't an illegal alien. He was here legally, but he was committing crime. So he got his citizenship revoked. Okay? Let's watch some of this. And he's from Zambia. That's in Southern Africa, but not South Africa. Watch this.
This evening, a former postal worker who stole more than $1.6 million in checks from D.C. mailboxes has lost his U.S. citizenship. 45-year-old Hachiko Salamuchimba was sentenced to more than 5 years behind bars. Prosecutors say he funneled the money into a lavish lifestyle of travel and clubs and even tried to flee to Zambia before he was caught at Dulles International Airport. A federal judge also ordered him to pay back nearly $600,000. Deportation is likely once his prison term is over.
So yeah, that right there we can't have. All I ask, Zambia, you guys are hilarious. Let's not commit crimes when we come here, even if you come here legally. That's all we ask. Don't commit crimes. Be part of society. Be productive. Don't be a criminal. That's it. That's it. If you're not productive, don't be a burden. Meaning, if you're not working, you don't generate revenue, don't be a drain upon us. Don't be on welfare and all that, man. Look, we don't need another guy with their hand out. Talking about something, give me. Go back over there. Go back over there. All right, what's his name? I don't even know what his name was. Some kind of crazy, ridiculous, you know what I mean? Anyway, now this was a good story. It had I ain't gonna say it was a good story, but it had a happy ending. This is about some gypsies, probably, trying to rob a couple in New York, and an elderly white couple, but the couple were not going for the games. All right, let's watch some of this.
I'm from Dubai. I need directions. I turned around and I said, well, welcome to New York. Where do you want to go? He said, we want directions to Walmart. So I said, there are no Walmarts in Manhattan. He said, tell that to my wife. I went toward her. I said, welcome to New York. There are no Walmarts in Manhattan. And she took my hands, pulled me toward her.
And she's putting her hand on my Rolex, which is not a good thing to do for me. My immediate reaction was hostile. This is crap. He pulled it towards me, and I twisted it. I pulled it again. You know, I gave her what we call a three-quarter twist. And I've been lifting weights since I'm 14 years old. And I don't just lift weights, I mean, I also boxed amateur.
We went directly to the 13th precinct, and then we were there for hours and hours, and oh my God.
So yeah, shout out to them for not getting robbed. Shout out to Papaw for coming to save the day, doing the Indian burn, a 3/4 twist on the arm to let go of that Rolex. Yeah, you're not taking my look. Listen, I got the Rolex. I done fought in the war. You're not gonna get that from me. And my old lady right here, we're not doing that. And they were probably gypsy because that's how they do. They be in their car driving around trying to scam you. And you know what? Actually, I didn't know who they were before a few years ago, but now I can recall a story I had with the gypsies. A brief one that you guys may have also had. The Ring. Have you guys had an encounter with them when they had their ring? Okay. I'm at a grocery store, like in the parking lot outside. I think I'm either going inside or I'm leaving. So a car, like the same kind of car they had. Hold on, let me see if I can go back and look at it. This same kind of vehicle, it was just like that. That same kind of hatchback looking, small SUV looking type of car, right? And the reason why I say they probably gypsy is because he said, we're from Dubai. If you don't know how they look kind of like Middle Eastern. Because the gypsies came from like Persia, India, over there, way long time ago to Europe. And they stayed there. But they look like that Middle Eastern type of vibe, Aladdin vibe, DJ Khaled vibe. Dude pull up. He got the Indian type of look. His shirt, no buttons are buttoned on the top. Chest hair is chest hairing. I'm talking about chest hair everywhere. He looked like a guy that would sell you a fake gold chain in the middle of the mall. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, he has some kind of big gold ring looking thing. Talking about something. Hey, you want the ring? I sell for a cheap price. You want the ring? I'm looking at him. I'm like, your car got chip paint. This ring look dirty. You look dirty. I'm good, bro. Don't worry about it. Go ahead. I'm good, bro. Don't worry about it. Go ahead. And they move on. But I think that's their whole thing. They do little scams like that all the time. And that's part of the migrant crisis. It's a whole bunch more of them just over here, just doing stuff like that. The same thing they do in Europe, they do over here. Not all gypsies. Don't nobody get offended. Oh, I'm gypsy ABL. My grandma gypsy. You know what I'm talking about, so don't play that game. That's probably who that was. So if anybody pull up to you in some little hatchback, hey, and that car right there or something like it, usually talking about some, I'm from Dubai, I got a gold ring, all this, that, and the third. They want to touch you. Don't touch me. You already know what it is. Okay, you already know what it is. Are they from Armenia? Okay, Karen, thank you for that. Or yeah, like over there, that particular area. Chest hair, it was like his shirt was undone, but the chest hair like finished the shirt outline. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, that's pretty much what it is. Let's keep on going here. Now, here is how Los Angeles looks and some of the not so nice areas. Again, LA, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful areas, beautiful beaches, but the bad areas are real bad. It's a place of extremes. The best of the best in the country, the worst of the worst in the country, all in one city. But let's watch some of this.
The ghetto. The ghetto. The ghetto.
And you know what? I was seeing this when I was there. The same type of cars with junk cars, stuff on the ground. Look, hold on. Let's go back. Stuff like that you would see all the time. Like, I saw a lot of that. Just garbage on the ground for no reason. The sidewalks, all that kind of stuff, disgusting. And you know what? Today, I got my first professional pressure washer. My first professional gas-powered pressure washer. I cannot wait. And you know what? If I was out there and I had time to spend and I had water to use, I would clean that up. You know what I saw when I bought my pressure washer today? When I bought it, it says, not for sale in California. I see. You're not able to do nothing in California to clean up the mess anyway. This kind of thing I saw quite a bit. Look, under the bridge, same thing. And when you're driving around, when you have an ugly environment, it's not very inspiring. If you're on the interstate for a long time and you see just dirt and trash and tents, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't. Where I live, none of that's going on. On the interstate, on main roads, beautiful trees, green, rolling hills. It's like a storybook. This is just ghetto. I'm good. Even in the not so nice areas, it's still trees and greenery and things like that. Is that all over LA nowadays? Runnerside? That's crazy. Good or bad area? That's a mess. That's terrible. Terrible, terrible. Now, here is Hollywood Boulevard specifically, because, you know, I try to give California, Los Angeles credit. Oh, it's not the whole thing. It's just the bad areas. Here is Hollywood Boulevard. Let's get a little bit of sound, shall we? And let's let it rock.
So I am on Hollywood Boulevard, the iconic Hollywood Boulevard right now. And you would think that this is a bustling place, but no. In fact, every single business on this block is completely closed. Now, these were all businesses, but because of Democratic policies, like 20 years of a Democratic mayor, look what happened. This is what we have now. This is what we have. And Hugo Martinez doing nothing. Nothing. I hope you're happy with what you've allowed the city to turn into. Nothing is open. Literally nothing is open. Not one store on this entire block. And they say that it's getting better. How? When a business can't even open a business and stay open because of the homelessness and the crime? It's despicable.
So is this a Walk of Fame I'm looking at? Hold on. That's a Walk of Fame right there. You see the stars on the ground? So look. When I was in LA, I'm telling friends and whatnot that I went, they were like, did you go do the Walk of Fame? I'm like, nah, I was told to not go down there. And you see what I'm talking, like, what, look, you got a person just on the street, no shirt on the ground, just like chilling. It was a dude, like in a little alleyway right there, like this little doorway. Okay. Chilling in the middle of the daytime, like it ain't nothing. I'm good. I'm seeing graffiti, garbage, humans, human waste on the Walk of Fame. I'm good. Don't worry about it. I am not going down there for no reason. Daytime, nighttime. Maybe some parts of that Hollywood Walk of Fame are okay. Some blocks are okay. But next time I go, I need y'all to pinpoint the safe blocks to walk on. I'm not going to that one. Give me the next block that's far away from that. All right. And here is Santa Monica. Nice place, beautiful place, but we got a lot of vacancies in the retail spots. What's going on?
Santa Monica is so screwed. This Nordstrom's is closing, which means this is about to be an entire dead block, putting Santa Monica Place at 70% vacancy. Even Sephora is closing. And I don't even know what the fuck this place does, but I know that it's money. At least we have this weird fucking robot to take whatever jobs survive. This is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the country, but it's more profitable to have your place empty than have people in it. So until the government does something, this place is just going to keep going downhill.
Santa Monica, California. Look, I mean, California, what's going on now? Gavin, Governor Newsom, be less focused on your pink tan and more concerned with your state falling apart. I'm just saying. All right. And here is an interesting video about San Fran. And I've been saying this for years about white liberals and liberal areas in general. These are the most racist places you ever seen in your life. Watch this.
San Francisco is the fakest city in America. I'm not trying to be an asshole, and I'm not hating on people from San Francisco.
No, you're right, man.
But it's like, it is literally the most aggressively fake place I have ever seen in my entire life, and that gives me no pride. My mom is from the city. I've always wanted to live in the city. I grew up in the East Bay, but I always like longed to live in SF.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone there is so full of shit it'll kill you. I'm not trying to be a dick. It's like they will literally like kick every black person out, open up a cafe, and then like put a little sign in the cafe. So we like black people.
That is exactly what they do. Hold on, that right there. You know what? And it's the same thing all over the country. In Atlanta, Georgia, if you see that sign in a nice neighborhood, you know it's very few black people there. That's the sign right there. You know, certain parts, like close to Buckhead and them really nice houses going for 1 million, 2 million. You're going to see Black Lives Matter, transgenders. You're going to see all of that because these people don't really want to be around us. They want to be around themselves. And they put stuff like that out to throw you off the scent, to make it look like they are really inclusive and they love us. It's not the truth. It is not the truth. And if they do love us, it's in a parental kind of way, kind of like we're like little pets, pet dogs or something like this. I got a story, quick story. I told it before, but it's a long time ago I told this story. I'm in Trader Joe's back in Virginia many years ago. It might have been like, I don't know, 2015, 2016. I don't know, probably before I left or a long time ago. Anyway, at least 10 years ago, I'm in Trader Joe's. And I'm seeing, you know, the kind of clientele in Trader Joe's, right? It's the white liberal or liberal in general paradise. But white liberals, the ones that will have signs like this, they love Trader Joe's. Anyway, I'm in there and I'm seeing two white guys looking like Pete Buttigieg and his husband with adopted black children. And they were carrying them like they were fashion accessories. They were big kids. They were big enough to walk on their own. I'm talking like maybe like 6, 7 years old, but they're carrying them. And these guys are so small. Like I said, like Pete Buttigieg and his husband, 5'6" at best, 5'7" at best. The kids are almost their size. But they're carrying them, and it was weird because it wasn't like how you would carry your baby like this. It was like they were carrying the bag of cement on their chest, feet dangling. I'm like, what are y'all doing? I wanted to say something, but again, if I say something, they're going to call the police and all this and that. Although they will call the police on me, they would still do that. Black Lives Matter, that's how they do. But it was a fashion accessory. That's how they love us. And that, like a pet dog or something like this, a pet parakeet, a pet parrot. Hey, say this word, say that word. That's how they be. That's why, part of the reason why I hate them. Hey, 5'6" at best, little horse jockey at best. But these kids, and the kids, they black, like they're gonna be my size. They're like almost their same size, and they're carrying them. I wanted to say so bad, please put them down. If I was with a woman, if I was with a woman, I would have told her to say it. I would have told her to say it, and then I would have backed her up. But if I say it, it's seen as threatening. I'm already big, dark-skinned dude. It's like you automatically threatening anyway. But that's how they be. Anyway, let's keep on rocking and rolling here. We got a few more. What did I want to get to? Oh, this is about a pilot. So, you know, the whole thing about COVID and the boosters and everything else, a lot of pilots were required to take these things, and a lot of pilots had adverse effects. And the FAA, I think they know about this, and they adjusted the test to compensate for what they experienced. I'll just let him talk, and he'll explain it.
Okay, so now what happened?
So I'm a pilot with the airlines, and it's mandatory that we take the shot in order to keep flying.
Right.
So we took shot 1, we took shot 2, we took the booster 1, and at that point there was enough evidence from the medical examiners.
Yeah.
There's enough evidence with the medical examiners that showed that there was a heart rhythm that wasn't there before the test. So these EKGs that we have to take every 6 months now are causing problems with pilots being able to pass. So what the FAA has done is the FAA has increased the window in which the rhythm, so that the pilots could pass so they could keep flying.
Right.
Because the vaccine has actually done heart damage to all the pilots.
Right. I just was reading about another pilot that died who was incapacitated in flight this week.
Yep.
So he also says that if there is another attempt to make them take the vaccination, they're not going to do it. Nobody will comply. And if all the pilots refuse to comply, there's nothing that can be done. What are you going to do? Tell them that they're going to be fired? Well, who's going to fly the planes? Nobody. And they were also paid $1 billion. Like each airline was paid $1 billion, I think, post-scamdemic, to make it look like they were busy to bring Americans back to the airport. Because then it's like, okay, now you're encouraged to fly. So there's quite a few things that were done behind the scenes. But that shot, man, that shot, I knew from the beginning the shot was going to be dangerous. I knew it because it came out too quick. And I also thought that they're going to put extra stuff in there. When you get in these shots, I feel like they give you whatever they think they give you whatever they think you need to have. Okay, if there's an issue with some type of illness going around, let's just go ahead and give you this, throw that in there, and then that'll just take care of that. That'll reduce this prevalence of this particular thing by X. But the thing is, I did not give you consent to put that particular instrument of whatever in my body. You don't have that permission. So yeah, shout out to the pilot though. So you're not flying. Hey, Tazante, AI already flies the planes. Our AI been flying planes. I told y'all, I talked to a pilot at a bar. He looked just like that too. Matter of fact, not quite. The guy I talked to was younger, but he had like the same type of. The guy I talked to will look like that in the future. This is back in 2017. I'm at a bar talking, how I always do, and the guy was like, "They're trying to replace me at my job." I think the conversation was, "What do you do for a living?" He was like, "Well, my job, they're trying to replace me." I'm like, "What do you do?" He says, "I'm a pilot." But he was a freight. He was like a FedEx type of guy. He wasn't flying human beings. He was flying packages. He was like, "Yeah, they're trying to replace me with the like automation." So that was back then. When you're talking about airplanes, from what I know, the majority of the flight is automated. The most important parts are usually not that much automated. That's the takeoff and landing. But as far as you flying in the sky, boop, and you good. So if they're able to get autopilot, exactly, Mr. Mo. So if they're able to get it to where you could do takeoff and landing automated, they don't really need pilots that much. And or they can have pilots with a lower barrier to entry. I hope it ain't going to be like bus driver activity going on the airplane. I don't want that to happen. But the point is that automation, AI, will have a much larger role in air travel for sure. And it already has a big role in it right now as we speak. There's planes in the sky right now automatically flying. All right, let's keep on going here. Now, this is somebody who bought a house for $138,000, and she's going to tell you how much she has paid so far, that it's gone to interest and what's gone to the principal. And there's a lot I want to say here, actually. I was listening to this problem, but I'm gonna just let her say it. All right, let me throw it on the screen, and then let's go right here.
We've paid $9,286.32. We only have $952 of our actual mortgage paid off. $6,000 of that, $6,423.23 has gone to interest.
So their home was purchased for $138,000, and their mortgage is $1,200 a month.
and $1,911 has gone to taxes and insurance.
6,000 to interest?
6,000 to interest. Our interest rate is 6.99%. We've paid
So they got a 6.99% FHA. So if you got an FHA, it means you paid like next to nothing for a down payment on that amount of money, $138,000. So what's you probably paid less than $5,000 for a down payment. That's a little bit of quick math. FHA is 3.5% a year total. So 138,000. What I said, 3.5. So like I said, about 4,830. I was about right, about $5,000. That was your down payment. So first thing, if you paid more in a down payment, that would have reduced your monthly, and you would have a lot more of your purchase paid off already from the beginning with the down payment. If the home total was $138,000 and you put 20 on it, you're only going to finance 118. And then if you do a conventional loan, if you do 20%, you're not going to have the FHA fees that go with it that give you a higher mortgage. Your mortgage insurance, you got to pay that until you get to a certain percentage of your actual loan. Also, if you decide to pay more on your mortgage rather than the $1,200, that can help you eat away at your principal quicker. And I think you could put that toward the principal. As long as you pay the $1,200 minimum to satisfy your interest on the loan, you could pay more than your mortgage to go toward the principal. Now, if I'm right about that, let me know. Any real estate guys, any money guys or girls in the chat, let me know if I'm right about that. But yeah, you're not going to pay a lot towards you kind of paying the minimum payment every month. It's like a credit card. If you're paying the minimum on your payment for what you finance, what you borrowed, you're not going to put much towards your principal. You're going to serve the interest because that's what they want, is the interest. That's how they make money. Taylor says you got PMI insurance as well. Exactly. The PMI for the $138,000 for the FHA loan. All right. Now, Vegas. Have you guys gone to Vegas lately? Have you guys gone to Vegas? Listen, the prices, and for me in general, the left coast, prices are crazy. Vegas, LA, all of that is crazy expensive. I'm right about that. Thank you for that. Okay. I know a little something. Les Archer says throw an extra $150 a month only on the principal. Exactly. Pay more than your mortgage, and that will go towards your principal. But satisfy your mortgage first and then more on top. All right. That'd be kind of how that works. Can I put the mortgage on AI? I don't know about that. But the prices in Vegas are crazy. LA. Listen, LA was even worse. LA, the Ubers to go like 5 miles, $75. I'm talking like I'm exaggerating. I think, no, I'm right. 5 miles, $75. 20 minutes, you paying $75 off the rip. I spent probably $300 on Ubers in LA, and I didn't even go nowhere. Listen, when I was there, I went from my hotel, which is right by the airport, to the spot over there in Inglewood, basically. And then I went to El Segundo. I went to Manhattan Beach, which is right there by the airport. I spent $300 on Ubers for like 2 days of being there. I might have traveled like 4 or 5 times, like a few miles each trip. Vegas, what's going on with Vegas?
$52.95. $52.95 for this bowl of pasta right here and this drink right here. I'm at Italy at Park MGM, and this bowl of pasta right here and this drink right here cost me $52.95. $52.95. I'm at Italy at Park MGM.
So look, that's crazy because the pasta, I mean, that's like this right here. this pasta and this drink should be no more than $25. That should be pretty much what it is. You're at Italy. You're not at like some type of 5-star spot. This is like a regular cafeteria style situation. The prices are way too high. It is just at a certain point unaffordable. And you know what's going on? People are going to Vegas less. So I think part of that could be because people are trying to save money right now and the prices are high. But you might have some places that hike up the prices to make up for the lack of tourism, to try and milk the rich people. But that's not really going to work, because the rich, you're not going to be able just to take from the rich. They're going to leave. If I'm being charged all this money that I really don't want to pay, even if I got money, I'm going to go elsewhere where I'm not being charged this crazy amount of money. You can't just take from me because I got money. That's not how that's going to work. I'll still get the best price regardless. That's just what it is. Especially for this basic food. I mean, this right here, come on now. Like, I mean, Fazoli's at best. Olive Garden at best. Carrabba's at best. I don't want to put Carrabba's and Olive Garden in the same category as Fazoli's. That's a little disrespectful. Olive Garden at best. I can go to Olive Garden and get that for like $20. And I'm going to get unlimited breadsticks, unlimited soup, salad, whatever I want. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, so you could get a voucher from the government in South Korea for getting pregnant. It kind of reminds me of what Trump was talking about as far as $1,000 or whatever for, you know, if you have a baby or something for the first baby. Let's watch some of this. Sbarro, yeah. Sbarro, yeah. Food court, Italian food, basically.
As soon as you get pregnant in Korea, you receive a voucher from the government with 1 million won for your hospital visits, so that you don't have to pay anything out of pocket. Slightly more than $700, and that pretty much covers everything throughout the entire pregnancy. You also get free supplements and some small gifts. They give you this badge to attach to your back so that people around you can recognize you're pregnant, and you can use seats for pregnant women in public transportation. Even if you just plan to get pregnant, you can get government support to check your health. It's around 180,000 won for both parents. As of last year, 76% of all births in Korea were done through C-section. So naturally, you can freely choose if you want natural birth or C-section. However, if you want to have water birth, for example, or choose your positions freely, stay with your baby all the time, and so on, you'll have to go to specific natural birthing centers that can accommodate that, because the majority of clinics will not. Home birth are not really practiced here as well.
Okay, there was a lot there, actually. That was kind of weird. First of all, I think they have like some kind of socialized medicine, so they don't need to, like, it's not the same thing as over here where we pay a lot of money. But they are trying to encourage women to have children because they got the lowest birth rate in the world in South Korea. I said it before, 0.73. Again, the birth rate you need to maintain population in the West is 2.1. And that number refers to the average number of children that each woman has. The average, 2.1 on average. In South Korea, it's 0.73. Within 2 generations, they will be at 14% of their current population. If that number persists, that'll be what it is. So they're trying to encourage women to have children. But 76% C-section, okay, to any medical professionals, doctors, nurses, anybody, is that normal for everybody to get a C-section? I mean, I don't think that's normal for everybody, for that many people to get a C-section. Because from my understanding, that was like an emergency. Like if you have some kind of complication or something like this, baby gets stuck, cord around the neck, whatever, that'll be when you do something like that. But that's too much. That is way too much, in my humble opinion. All right, so this is some jobs you can do, some things you could do to, you know, kind of like outside of the box. What if you want to clean a private jet? How much do you think you would get paid to clean a private jet? Okay, you guys give me some answers in the comments. Keep the number in your mind. And then I'm going to show you my man right here cleaning the private jet. And then at the end, he's going to tell you how much he makes.
This is what a 4-hour work week looks like as an aircraft detailer. I take on 2 jobs a week, but when they hit hard. Last night, I got an emergency request for a detail nearly 2 hours away. I let the pilot know that our schedule was already full for the week, but he said that he'd have to go with someone else if we couldn't make it work today. I told him we would handle it, but would have to charge him an overtime fee. Then we made a bet. There were some tough carpet stains and I wasn't sure if I can get them out, so we agreed that if I could remove them, I would charge double. If not, I'd cut the price in half. It seemed fair to me as I wasn't planning on doing anything today anyway. As aircraft detailers, we have to follow a standard operating procedure when cleaning jets. Always start from the back and work our way to the front. This ensures that there is no cross-contamination and no dirt gets tracked in from the outside. We clean the toilet, doors, tables, cup holders, seats, and even replace the trash in the galley. In the end, I was able to remove the carpet spots with some carpet shampoo, brush, and a polisher. We billed the client $11,000 for the interior detail with the carpet shampoo and charged $2,000 in overtime. Would you go in on your day off for $13,000?
$13,000 for what? 4 hours of work? Is that what he said? 13 bands, as a cool kid say. Hey man, I clean that plane from top to bottom, the outside, the wheel wells, the engine, all of that. I go clean up the little cockpit area, the controls in between that. Listen, my house stays spotless. I cannot wait to use my pressure washer. Oh boy, I can't wait. I got top of the line one. I got the best pressure washer that exists. Hold on. Let me tell you what I got. I can't wait. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm be washing the gutters, all of that, everything, the whole exterior. Let me see if I got it right here. Is it right here or no? Hold on. I got the power horse. No. I got the Simpson Power Shot CRX. Yeah. I got the Simpson Power Shot CRX from Ace Hardware. Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, I would definitely do that. $13,000. Come now. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling. Now, this guy says he made $70 in 30 seconds. Young guy.
Nice.
What kind of floor do I have? Well, inside of my house, I got wood. I got wood and carpet. Like in here, I got carpet in this room. But in the bottom, like on the lower floors, I got wood. But I got carpet in the bedrooms, and I got carpet on my stairs. You said show it. Well, it's not. It's in my garage, but hold on. You talking about to show a picture of it? I'm gonna show you what I got. I'm gonna show you what it looks like on the actual thing on Bob. All right, and then I'm gonna show you one more video. Then we get to some calls. So that's the machine right there. Okay, I can't wait. It's gonna be so fun. I have one already, but it's electric and it's weak. It's like that the flow is low and the PSI is low. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Let me get the real deal, the gas powered bad boy. I need that. For my lawn, I could use a electric mower. But for the pressure washer, washing the driveway and stuff like that, I need something with a bit more power. So that's mine right there. It costs, but you got a 5-year warranty. On those electric ones, it don't really clean that well, and it has like a limited warranty, like a 2-year warranty. So I figure if you got a 2-year warranty, it probably has bad build quality. So you're going to end up getting a new one in 2 years, and then 2 more years within the 6-year period. You done spent more than the gas, and you have a weaker power to go with it. All right. So young guy made $70 in 30 seconds. So he says, let's watch.
Nice to meet you, Jacob. So it's just these 2 things right here? Yep. Okay, sweet. Let me open this real quick.
I don't know if you want that on the side.
No, this is cool like that.
70, right?
Yeah, 70.
Sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Have a
Thank you.
good one.
You too. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Jacob.
Look, if I'm young again, I would do that all day long. I go to the dump right now with my own regular house stuff. Like going to the dump. I love going to the dump. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do. I drive a truck like that. I'll pick up garbage. It's fine. I would love to do that. Look, if I'm a young man, especially right now, young guys, hear me out. Any kind of labor, any kind of thing you could do that others don't want to do, junk removal, pressure washing, yard, any kind of anything like that, service based, going out there and doing something, you can make a lot of money immediately. Delivering topsoil, man, you could do so much. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna show you guys one more video here, and then I'm gonna get to some calls. But this guy got a tiny home delivered. You know what's happening with the tiny homes? We kind of going back to years past, because remember, you had homes you could order in the mail. Remember, and you would, in some parts of the country, get the parts delivered to you by rail. Okay, they would send it on the railroad, deliver it to you that way, and then you just assembled it. You put it together. You got instructions. It was like, you know, how we have now with Amazon packages where we get a bookcase or something like that. It was the same way back in the day for houses, back when men had skills and they could still do stuff like that. But now we're kind of going back to that a little bit, but we're getting the tiny homes. And the tiny homes are at a certain point the size of the old school houses. So we just kind of going in a circle. What's old shall become new. Let's watch some of this.
Oh, here comes this big girl. That thing is 20,000 pounds. This dude pulled this all the way from Portland. True Forms built it. They actually did a pretty damn good job. They built this thing in like 4 months, I think. So they slammed this thing together pretty fast. It looks pretty good. Oh, here she is, huh? Pretty fancy. Pretty cute. Still needs to be finished out, but yeah, this is a pretty cute tiny house.
I like it. I like it.
So we gotta finish out this bathroom, huh? Cute little loft area. Master bed.
Oh yeah, absolutely, all day. I like that.
Yes,
I like this.
Bad, huh?
I put it to you this way: if I had like a big property, like with acreage, a lot of acres, I would have that on it. I would have like one big house, and then that would be like, you know, kind of off to the side. I don't know what I would do with that. Maybe like put a studio in there, do a podcast from there. Like I would put that to use. And if it was just me, if I'm a young guy especially, I will most certainly live there and be cool with it. I don't like really big houses. I like small houses. My house now is too big. It's like 2,800. It's too big. A lot of rooms, ain't nothing in it. It's just like, for what? If you got a bunch of kids, that's something different. If you got kids and all that, you know, if you got your family of 6, that's something different. But if it's just you, maybe 2 people, you don't need a real big house. If you got if your house is too big and it's just 1 or 2 of you, it's just going to be excessive in my humble opinion. Yeah, it'd be great to place on the property. That's right, GJV Chase, for sure. Yeah, and it's like I said, like the way the old houses were, where you had the pieces delivered to you. Now they deliver the whole house, and you just put up, you know, just put the rest of the stuff in there. just finish it out with the, you know what I mean, with your appliances and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, for sure. Miss Adams, I might have to do that. If I start to have babies, it's going to be, I'll be like Elon Musk. Nah, I'm playing kind of a little bit. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff that helped me out tremendously. Okay, we got super chats on deck, and then I'm going to get to the calls. The number to call is 706-406-3287. Again, 706-406-3287. Thank you to Ryan Walker, who says, my 2024 4Runner is a nautical blue color. It's really pretty. I call it my naughty blue. All right, man, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Let me see the 24 4Runners. Let me see how they look. I've not seen these. I've seen the Land Cruisers or whatever they got. Okay, I see. That's not bad looking. It's not bad looking. Yeah, that's pretty nice actually. I'm not mad at that. Hold on, this is the 24 4Runner. It's not bad. I mean, I still think the classic when I had the 06, 07 was like the standard, but this is not bad. The only thing would be like the front grille is a little bit bulky. And then the fender flare is a little, that right there is a little different, but I like the rest of it. I like especially that color, the smoke, black on black. I like the theme, the size of it. It's cool. Shout out to the 4Runner. See, I had a 2020, not 2020, a 2006 4Runner. Let me see if I can find mine on here right quick. I had a picture of me in it, but I don't know where that picture's at. Nah, that ain't the one I had. It was kind of like this, but not really. Mine was different. Anyway, it was kind of like this, but a little bit different. I don't remember it being like this, but it was something like that. I had different wheels. That's what it was. I ain't had these big. I had different wheels on it. But that thing right there was a tank. It was a tank. You could go anywhere with it. It lasts forever. Shout out to that car. Missed that car. Anyway, thank you to Regina the Godmother, who says, hello from the OLED delegation. We love ABL. Shout out to you from the OLED delegation. Thank you to Ryan Walker, who says, Jeep means just empty every pocket. There you go. Thank you to Cardinal Flanagan, who says, great point, ABL. Can't have a restaurant with all waiters and waitresses and no cooks. Need to make that food and not just eat it. Correct. 100%. Spinners. I never had no spinners on my vehicle. I had nice alloy wheels. Nice alloy wheels. You guys are funny. Thank you to Ryan Henderson, who says, how many jobs have been stolen by illegals right now from foreign countries? Too many. Exactly. Thank you to Ryan Henderson, who says that businesses that are hiring illegal aliens should also be fined severely. Correct. Absolutely. Hold on. Mr. Noel says husband, wife, and 4 kids living in the eggshell camper. Seen it? Well, hey, man, God bless them. Hey, man, back in the day, people did that. People live in one single wide trailer, whole family, deep. Back in Russia, back in the day, they had them apartments where you had communal living. You have a whole family. Like the way they did it in Russia, they divided up someone's apartment to have people to get housing because rapid industrialization. They divided apartments up, and each family got a room, one room for a whole family, 6 people in one room. And then if you want to go to the bathroom and go to the kitchen, you shared it with other families. I was like, man, nah, I ain't doing that. Thank you to Ryan Henderson, who says Swift fights back on Air Korea. There you go. Exactly. Right back. Gangnam Style. Thank you to Ryan Henderson, who says Cali got noise and gas pollution not allowed on outward motors by city ordinance. It's crazy. That's crazy. Thank you to Marisha 91, who says, ever heard of shorting a company? Think of that with a city and you have Democrat policy. There you go. Thank you to Ryan Henderson, who says, dude, you could get free buffet at the casinos. Can you for real? I had no idea. When I was at a casino out there in Vegas at this hotel, I did not see that at all. I need to get pointed in the right direction. I don't think they were trying to highlight that feature, because if I had known that, I'd have, swung by there and see what kind of food they serving. I probably wouldn't eaten the food, but I would have swung by there to see what was happening. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling. Let's go to some calls. The number to call is 706-406-3287. Again, 706-406-3287. Taylor says, I had Mexican neighbors, 3 families living in a double wide. Yeah. Hey, man. It's like that view sometimes. And the Mexicans roll deep. 215 here on line speaker 2.
Hello, ABL. Hey, can you hear me?
I hear you. What's going on?
Hi. So I wanted to ask you your opinion. What do you think about Trump declaring war against the Venezuelan cartel?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, we'll see if he actually does it. Is that what he did already?
Well, I'm surprised you didn't see it because he has a bunch of U.S. warships out in the sea near South America, and they've already. Did you see the footage where they blew up that one ship? I mean, that one boat that they accused of carrying drugs?
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, I just started keeping up with the story like yesterday. Oh, well, 2 days ago, and they've been firing missiles. I guess they're just test firing rockets, but they have U.S. warships in South America, in the South American Sea right now. And what it is to America. That's what Donald Trump is saying. Donald Trump is saying. Sorry about. Oh my God, bro. What is your thoughts about that?
That last part I didn't quite catch it. You said Trump said what now?
Sorry. So basically, Donald Trump is declaring war against the not Mexican cartels, the cartels and the gangs in Venezuela because they're bringing drugs over here. That's what it is.
But the question is, did he actually declare it, or is he just saying that he would?
Oh, wait, not declare it. He labels them a domestic terrorist organization. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, AB, I didn't mean to get it mixed up.
Okay. Well, I think that we already know what they are, so he didn't say anything new. So that's okay. I think them having the boats out there is just for defense, but I don't think it's going to be a war anytime soon. It could be. I hope not, but it could be.
Yeah. Because that's what I meant to say. He labeled them a domestic terrorist organization, the cartels, and basically so that way the military can act against them. And I thought you probably would have been keeping up with the story like crazy.
Yeah, I seen it, but it's not anything about him declaring war, so I'm not really too worried about it.
Oh, you're not too worried. Well, yeah, like you said, it's not really a war. And one more thing I wanted to say. I've been seeing more raids happen with ICE, especially after the whole truck incident. I mean, the ICE raids have been going on, but the point I'm making is after the truck incident where that guy tried to make that U-turn on that highway and killed those 3 people. Like, I'm talking about, I've seen a lot of trucking companies being investigated, like down the line investigated, and honestly, that should have been happening.
Yeah, it certainly should have, because you got people on the road that shouldn't be, dangerous individuals. So yeah, that most certainly should have been going on.
Yeah, and then what happened? And then before that incident happened, I remember last time I called about the DMV, where a lady was fired from the DMV because a lot of illegal immigrants were coming in there, not taking a driver's test, but they were paying for their driver's test with cash and not taking the driver's test like they were supposed to. And I'm pretty sure you probably didn't hear about that.
Nah, but it's all part of the same thing where it's like a bunch of things they do to get through the system, to slip through the cracks.
Yeah, and then now they're starting to crack down on that too. A lot of immigrants getting their driver's license illegally. So I've been seeing a lot of DMVs get busted. And then before that story, this is the last thing I'm going to say. Before that story, I remember there was a few people that got arrested, DMV workers that actually got arrested just for doing the exact same thing, handing out illegal driver's license to illegal immigrants.
Well, hey, and as they should.
Yeah. But thank you for taking my call, ABL.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate it.
You have a good night.
Same to you, boss. Shout out to my man for the call. And yes, definitely, I did use the AI music. Thank you, man. Were you the guy to send it to me? That email about the AI music? I did use that. So thank you, man, for that. I really, really appreciate it. But the number to call is 706-406-3287. Who am I speaking to you on the line? 573?
Hey, ABL.
What's happening?
It's JoJo, man. How you doing, brother?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Man, I've been listening to your show like I always do. And I wrote a little poem, man. It took me about a minute. You want to hear it?
Sure, absolutely.
It's called What a Crock.
Okay, go ahead.
Ready?
Yes.
Here's this. All right. Who's this politician, Jasmine Crockett, whose leftist ideas are way out of pocket, spewing lies from her pie hole, trying to prosper like a vermin mole? What a crock. She's got to go. I cracked myself up, bro. Hey, man, I don't know, man. That Jasmine Crockett, she kills me, man. I don't know what these people are doing, these Democrats. But, man, I don't know. What'd you think of that poem, man? Short and sweet.
It's short and sweet, man. It's all good.
I love you, man. Peace. Posse amor, man. Peace and love.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. Shout out to the caller. And shout out to you guys again as well. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. The number to call, 706-406-3287. And the number is always in the description. I'm speaking to you on line 617.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's happening?
Hey, yes, I was telling you that day. What is the role of the National Guard?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, I'm asking you.
I said I don't know. You tell me.
Okay, so the role of the National Guard is for emergencies and civil unrest.
Okay.
That's the role of the National Guard. So, can you tell me what is the jurisdiction of the National Guard towards?
Look, man. Look. Okay, well, like it's what we're gonna do. You have a prepared argument, so you have questions that you already answered yourself. So just make your argument.
So my argument is that the National Guard cannot really arrest anyone that is committing a crime. That's not the job for the National Guard. That's the job for the police. That's why they have the National Guard picking up trash in the parks in Washington, D.C., and you don't see them patrolling the bad areas because that's not the job of the National Guard. In Chicago, it's not going to work. Now, you could argue that the National Guard presence make people feel safe. You know, if they're walking around, people might feel safe. And if somebody might try to do something, might not do it. I could give you that. But that doesn't mean that people that gang banging, people that committing serious crime will stop committing serious crime because of that. There's no evidence of that. On the other hand...
Oh, wait. Now, let's stop right there. Now, crime has gone down in D.C. since they've been there.
Yeah, but I was been down. It's been up and down.
No. Crime has been down since the Guard has been there specifically.
Yeah, but ABL, 1 week you could have more assaults, more theft than another week. And the following week could go week for 2 straight, and then more police presence.
So are you saying
down. That happens in every city.
Are you saying that the crime just happened to go down tremendously while the Guard were there, just because it was just happenstance, it just was a coincidence?
I just told you, so I'm not going to repeat myself again.
No. I'm asking the question. Do you have an answer or no?
Well, yeah, I do have an answer.
What's the answer?
Crime could go up and it could go down the same.
No. I'm asking you, sir. I'm asking you. Give me the answer, or if you don't have the answer, don't.
No, didn't go down. You have no evidence. National. How many people were arrested by the National Guard?
That wasn't the question I asked you. It's not about.
No.
It's not about arrests. I did not say anything about arrests. I said did crime go down while the Guard were there?
Where the guards were?
Look, crime went down in D.C. when the Guard were there. That's a fact. It's a fact.
Which area the guards were there?
Huh?
In which area? Where the area where they're highest
You're
crime.
asking questions that don't matter. See, look, you have an argument that's already been predetermined, so you're not listening to what I'm saying. I said DC. DC is a place. Okay. It's one place. You talking about? So you talking about? There's a bunch of high crime areas like Southeast, Northeast. It don't matter where they at. It don't matter where they at. The point is that crime is down in DC. That's the whole issue.
Okay, I want to move on because you just don't.
I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth, whether you like it or not. It's the truth. But go ahead.
You want to argue?
It's the truth, but go ahead.
Evidence. Okay, so I want to go back to the jubilate thing. I guess the girl that you were arguing about reparations. That I guess you like. Well, you mentioned that we've been talking about reparations for a very long time. And then she told you that reparation is a moral obligation that on to African Americans. That's what she responded you, and then she responded you what the Japanese went through, and she responded what we done to the Jews, right? She responded to the reparations, right? And why you think reparations not be paid to African Americans?
I think that it's a question. I think the whole conversation is soft. I think that it keeps us in the place of looking for a thing that'll never happen. I don't even really, excuse me, I'm answering the question, so I need you to be quiet when I'm talking. Thank you. So I've long since abandoned the whole idea because it's not a fruitful conversation. It's been happening my whole life, and before I was living, my granddad was living, and my great-great-granddad was living, nothing ever happens. But when the Asians say we got a hate crime issue going up against us, they draft a bill, sign it, and it's done. It don't take 150. Excuse me, I'm not done talking, sir. It don't take 150 years just to do a study to figure out if they want to do it. So my point is that I don't see it ever happen. I don't really care. We got to move forward as a people beyond that conversation.
Okay, so
are you gonna tell me as a non-black person, as a non-black American, what I should think as a black American? Are you going to do that? Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you this. Most African Americans were looking for reparations since the 1930s. The reason that they didn't give you reparations because the government was being against you since day one. Not giving you reparations, right? So, and also as we moving forward, a lot of African Americans being looking as some cover up of white people with power. I mean, I could give you many examples: Thomas Sowell, Walter Williams, all these.
Hold on. What you say? You said they did what? White people?
Yeah. For example, you got black people with different attitudes. Some blacks say, "Hey, look, I know as a black person, I'm not gonna move forward with my career, with my life. So let me go and please white people."
Oh, so you're saying that's their whole idea, to please whites? That's what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that for example, you have Dr. Clark Anderson, right? He's an elitist. He's been fighting for reparations. He have lawsuits in the international courts. But then you have others that don't do anything. You ask others that say, no, well, we should not be looking forward to that. It's never going to happen. And then there were others that say, hey, we should get our money. Actually, Martin Luther King was saying that we should get our money. They say that we should get paid reparations. And one of the opportunities that we missed when the 1968, the Civil Rights Bill was signed, we should include reparations on that bill, but we didn't because we've been there with black folks in America. They never stick together. They only stick together at that time, but they don't stick together.
What's your point?
That's one of the major problems. My point is that everybody gets what they want except you. And then when you raise your hand, when black Americans raise their hands, they call them victims.
Okay.
Why do you consider somebody that asks for reparation a victim?
At this point, yes, I do.
Why is he a victim?
Because you're never going to get it. So what's the point? You keep talking about it. You sound soft, like you're looking for a handout. And excuse me, be quiet. You sound soft. You're looking for a handout. You're never going to get anywhere. You're never going to get it, and your whole life will pass you by. MLK dead. Clyde Anderson about 80 years old. He's going to be dead soon too. And nothing that's happened. You made a whole career begging for reparations. Nothing never happened. Meanwhile, black folks in this country are getting money. I got friends from the hood, been to the penitentiary 5 years, 10, 15 years, long time in the penitentiary, come home, making money, millions. I got guys that got shot, locked up, making M's in real estate. So I think the whole conversation, quite frankly, is soft, is stupid, and it is a distraction from what we can really do in this country as black Americans. So that's my whole thought process. That's my whole thought process, and I'm gonna stand on that. You talking about some stuff from the 1930s, 1960s? Who cares? If you care about that, you dumb and you soft, in my humble opinion.
I'm not. Why is it dumb?
I already explained it. I didn't already explain it because listen, it ain't never gonna happen. And you could do things right now in the USA as a black American to become very wealthy, or if not wealthy, you can live a great life in this country without having to be wealthy. You were blessed by God to be born here in America. So that right there is all you really need.
So can I say something before you? So there was like 500 farmers from the state of Kansas. Yeah, no, I think Kansas, yeah. And they were asking for the government to subsidize because they were having huge losses. Do you think the government should pay them for the losses that they have?
I don't know, man. Like you're asking a loaded question because it was black farmers too.
No, it's not a loaded question.
No. This is such an old topic. Like I'm kind of tired of it. You're asking a loaded question because it's a black farmer issue too.
Like it.
So like you're asking the thing that I already know about. You're trying to get me caught up in the gotcha moment.
No,
but I already know the answer. I know the answer, so it's like just make your argument rather than trying to get me in the gotcha moment. Just make your argument.
Let's say in the same position will be 500 black farmers. Which one you will think the black farmers will be called?
Huh?
If there were 500 white farmers in Kansas City requesting funding for the farm because they were go bankrupt and they have huge losses because of the tariff and because of the immigration, whatever. If there will be 500 black farmers, what you will be calling those black farmers?
You're asking a loaded question because you're trying to make it seem like, excuse me. You're trying to just stop talking. Just shut up for a minute. You're trying to make the case that I'm going to call them a victim for asking for reparations, but it's not reparations. It is because of what happened recently with some certain things that were going on with the government. It's not the same thing as slavery reparations. It's not the same thing at all. So what you need to do right now is make your argument about that thing specifically, and then that'll be right for you. So go ahead, give me like 30 seconds on that.
I just made an argument. 500 white farmers asking for funding, the government gives them the funding. 500 blacks asking for funding, they call them victims.
Okay, so now here's my question to you.
Because
no, stop, because we don't stop. We don't got all day. Here's my question to you.
Mm-hmm.
Were the circumstances of the white farmers and the black farmers the exact same with no difference?
Well, the color of their skin.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yeah, it may because the color of their skin.
You don't know. That's the answer. See right there. Look. So you don't know. Next time, make a better argument. Next time, don't do the gotchas. That'll be a wrap. Thank you for the call. So look, when you come with that type of argument, you're trying to say, oh, well, the whites got this and the blacks didn't get this. Okay, is there a reason why? Was it the exact same situation? Let's get down to the bottom of it. And like I said, reparations, you can have a conversation, but really, I think it's just an old conversation. It's soft. If you asking for that kind of stuff, you're never going to get it. You had a black president for 2 terms consecutively, and there was never even brought up a so-called black president, a biracial. Furthermore, what's up with these non-black people? Heavy accent. Ricky Ricardo's trying to tell a black person about what it is to be black. Same thing with you, Amanda Seals from Guyana. How you gonna try to tell me? I'm being here from the beginning. What you gonna tell me about being black in America? You don't know because you ain't that. But anyway, the number to call, 706-406-3287. Again, 706-406-3287. And I wish that I could have spoken to Amanda Seals that way when we were on the actual Jubilee. But if I would have do anything like that, she would have just rage quit, and I would have been the bad guy, ruining the whole thing for everybody. Okay. You're on line speaker 2310.
This is Ron from Georgia. How you doing, ABL?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Woosah. Woosah, my friend. Man. Ooh, I need to give you one of my blood pressure pills right here, brother. Oh, man. I tell you, greetings from the illegal capital of the United States. We shipping them out, brother. We shipping them out by the 500s.
Absolutely, right away.
I tell you, we need to continue with this all over the country. I'm telling you, all these companies that come in, open up these here businesses and got the illegals working in there. Hey, you know what? Lock the doors. They do this here in Canada. They do this in Europe all the time. You know, their immigration policies. Nobody get out. Everybody's checked. Let's see your papers. Verify that you are a bona fide American. Okay, if you are, you can stay. If you're not, you can go. And I tell you, and open up these jobs for all these people who are expecting reparations. You know, your reparations is at that job right there. I'm telling you, that's the only reparation you're going to get. Hard sweat. That's it. You know, so you can forget about all of that backsliding, grifting that they're trying to push. I tell you, it's not going to happen. Just like you said, it's not going to happen. It weren't never going to happen. If it didn't happen with 40 acres and a mule, it ain't happening. You know, right here, the closest you're going to get to reparation was WIC. That's it. That's it. That's the closest you're going to get. But as far as like Trump and the Venezuelans and these people sending this poison to the country, hey, Trump shot one over the bow and blew that boat up out of the water. Hey, and sending some other carriers and tankers and everything around international waters and everything, just showing it that, hey, you know, FAFO, you're going to find out. And but we're not playing these days because we're trying to protect Americans from dying from this fentanyl and all these other things that you send into our country to kill our youth. I'm telling you, these people are, you know, they're trying to get us in our country bound by drugs and everything, and we as stupid Americans are buying into this. But you know what? We need to come out of that. You know, like I said, I've been praying for the people to wake up, for these young people to wake up and really see what's going on. It's not what they perceive it to be. Is deeper than that, and we as a country can grow. It's ridiculous that we got Mayor Mohawk and his governor. You know, they're trying to stop from progress to happen. Just like I said before, is that it's because they're making money on crime. They're making money on crime. They want you to continue to be, you know, terrorizing the streets and funding all these here other programs for somebody else to get the billions of dollars, but nothing happening inside your state, nothing happening inside your city. You know, city resources police, if they stopped it, hey, guess what? Now these, with the NCOs, they would have to leave. They won't get no money. Somebody's making money on this here stuff, and that's who's making the money, and not the American people. And America, we need to wake up. We need to wake up to all of this crazy stuff that's going on right now. You know, our president is trying to pull us into the right direction. He's pointing out things and for these liberals to really see what's really going on. It's sad that they don't want to see. They just don't want to see. They're blind by their own imagination, their fantasy, and what they're living in. But you know what? We're just going to continue to spout the truth, continue to live for the truth, continue to pray for our country, our president, you know, ourselves, these youth, and continue to bless our country with our efforts. You know, just continue to keep positive things going forward, my friend. You know, that's all I can say, man. Just continue to think positive and be positive. Do positive things to your neighbors and all those who will receive you. You know, this is what is needed in America. You know, we just got to love each other truly, and it's all this other crazy stuff that they're spewing in order to try to give division in our country. You know what? We buying that stuff up. You know what I said? The heck with that division crap. We are united. United we stand. Divided we will fall. And I'm sticking on to the United States of America, not the divided States of America. Hey, my brother, I love you. God bless you, my beloved. You just take care of yourself, you know, and keep praying for our president, man. He's making it happen. He's making it happen. And we just got to stand behind him. We just got to stand behind him. God bless you, brother.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
You too.
All right, great calls tonight. Shout out to my man for the call. Always a great call. And shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video. You know the rest. That helped me out a whole lot. All right, let's keep on going. Let's go to 208. You're online. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, this is Tom. How are you tonight, my friend?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Doing well. Hey, first of all, I wanted to congratulate you on the way you handled Ivan. I think that is probably the best case of telling someone so politely to STFU that I've ever heard in my lifetime. So, good job on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's like a teacher handling a student. That was, I really enjoyed that. Great show as usual. Just wanted to comment a little bit on this. You know, the lefties getting their heads are exploding over Trump deploying the National Guard to these cities and rounding up all these illegals that's taken away from the American people. You know, and my sentiment is this. I mean, they got 400 out of one place and 300 and some out of another. You know, if people really care about this country, you know, that's American jobs that American people don't have access to. And I just can't wrap my head around why anybody would have a problem with that.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
right, exactly. I'm on the same page with you.
I mean, our country is, I mean, you know, and then everything that you take the liberal states. I've been watching this online. The liberal states talking about removing their workers, you know, and then the tariffs, they're blaming the increases, and it's all the blue states, the rising costs, because they won't bend to what Trump was telling them about the DEI, but it always comes back to the immigration policy, and they just can't get it. You either follow the executive orders and the rules that set forth, or you're going to lose. So hopefully somebody listening to this kind of gets it. But I won't take up any more of your time. Just wanted to tell you appreciated your show tonight, and good job on Ivan.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Have a good one, ABL. Bye-bye.
All right, great call. Shout out to the caller. Once we continue on line, 847.
Hey, how are you? I want to get on the show.
You're live on the show right now.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm from the Chicago area. I just wanted to butt in on the great show he's having.
Well, what's happening? Talk to me. You're live on the air.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I was going to say, the crap out here, I can't believe the politicians.
Okay, you got a stream on in the background. Turn it off for me, please.
Yeah, hold on. Let me shut this off. I was watching Tammy Duckworth earlier today, and these corrupt politicians in Illinois lied to us, the residents here in Chicago. And it just sickens me to see them lie to us. To see J.B. Pritzker giving us a bunch of BS. My tax dollars went up 25% this year to taxes to feed and clothe and educate these illegal aliens, and it sickens me. And I'm so glad that you're here and, you know, voicing our disgust with the corrupt politicians here in Illinois.
Right.
It's just pathetic. It's pathetic here in Illinois.
Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of that. I've seen people like Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, the governor, J.B. Pritzker, and then, of course, the whole thing with Kim Fox, prosecutor in Cook County, with the whole Juicy Smollett situation. A lot of corruption, and it's been going on for quite a long time in the entire state, and especially in Chicago.
Exactly. And the people and residents, especially in Chicago, are sick of the lies. They're sick of it. I just don't know what way we go to, we turn to get some help from, we can't thank President Trump enough to get in and start with the problem here in Chicago.
Right.
So keep up the good fight, and we thank you for our concerns.
Well, thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you. God bless.
All right, shout out to the caller. Yeah, man, the corruption out there is something else. It's some crazy corruption, unfortunately. But it is what it is. All right, that might be about a wrap for me. Yeah, it might be about a wrap for me. I'm yelling at people in my throat. I got like a little sore throat, so now I'm yelling. Now it's even worse. But yeah, every now and again, you got to yell at somebody. Y'all know I preserve my yelling for certain situations. I done that before. I do it on the plane with that fentanyl ferret. That was crazy. I got so loud. I mean, it's like the whole plane just went. You could hear a pin drop. It was crazy. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. I'll be back live again. Same bat place. Same bat time, same bat place on Wednesday and Saturday on YouTube. 8 p.m. Eastern time to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm also live on the Instagrams on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern till who knows when. Not too long, but I might not be in there for a short period of time. Either way it goes, Instagrams, if you have that, Tuesday, 9 p.m., YouTube, Wednesday, Saturday, 8 p.m. to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm here putting out pre-recorded videos all throughout the week whenever I have something. I got some Uncle ABL content too. A lot of y'all asking for that. Like, hey, ABL, where's the Uncle ABL? So I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you for the Uncle ABL content. I got some really good stuff coming. I just wanted to be able to launch it and be more consistent. But I got a lot of good stuff for that one. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you to everybody for watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you do. I could not do the show without you. Thank you to everybody who was watching the show. You guys are the best. Shout out to the mods for keeping the trolls in check. I appreciate y'all for that as well. And I think I pretty much got everything. I got a few super chats here. Then I wrap it on up, put the bow on top. Also, you are listening to an audio streaming podcast as well. It'll be on your favorite audio streaming platforms such as Apple iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, etc. Link for that will be in the description, or visit your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. Okay, my voice is crazy. Hold on. Power Ranger says ABL good show. Did not know Drewski was at the Chiefs game. Light skinned fat guy. LOL. Interesting. Yeah, Drewski. Listen, Drewski. If you don't know about Drewski, you heard it here first. He's like probably one of the biggest comedians in the world. If you didn't know, you heard it here first. All right. So I got super chats on deck. I'll read these right quick. Then I wrap it on up, put the bow on top. Thank you to Sonia C, who says this deportation is a long process. There's about 80 million illegals here, and they're all multiplying. Birthright citizenship is only for those who can prove a parent came here legally, except FBAs. If you have at least one parent, I forget what they said. You got to pardon me. I think the way it works is you have to have at least the way that it worked before, and I'm not quite sure if they changed it. But the way it was before is if you were born in the country, automatically you're a citizen. It didn't matter the status of your parents. But I think the way they want to do it now is you got to have at least one citizen parent or someone who is here legally. Okay, they could be a non-citizen, but they got to have paperwork to show that they're here legally. If you have 2 illegal aliens, that doesn't count as birthright. Now, I don't know if they changed it or if they proposed it to change it, but that's what the proposal is. Thank you to Trump Rocks, who says, get him ABL, Ivan is a socialist moron. Thank you to Ask NW Clips for sending the membership. And thank you to Jay Thomas, who says, hey, ABL, are you familiar with Vad Jackson title, The Black Struggle is a Myth? I'm not familiar with that, but I'm going to check it out. Yeah, man, the whole thing about reparations and black struggle, it's just, I'm tired of hearing it, man. It's soft. It's really, it makes us look like cowards. Like we can't do nothing. Because the thought process is, oh, they just don't understand it. It is low IQ. They can't do anything. They need the white man for everything. I hate that. It makes us infantilize, like we're like children, pet dogs. I hate it. I always hated it. And I never let any of that kind of thing stop me. And the crazy part is it has infected the minds of the highly educated. Not all, but some. Because a lot of the highly educated guys, some of their hind parts and cry reparations, Amanda Seals being one of them. Okay, Amanda Seals, you got all these degrees from this place and that place. You went to Cornell, Brown, this, that, and the third. But I bet you ABL has more money than you do. How is that possible? How is this little hood boy, born in West Virginia, raised in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, out Portsmouth, one of the worst places in the whole country? How can I come from that and have more money than you do? How can I come from that and be more successful and be more admired than you? How is that possible? I got friends that have been locked up. I'm talking about these guys have done penitentiary time, not just it was a traffic violation and then somebody get a little speeding ticket. I'm talking about like guys have violent offenses. My man Craig Long. You guys follow him on YouTube. He's right here on YouTube. I'm name dropping. Craig Long. That's my guy. Craig, if you're watching, shout out to you, bro. Shot 2 people. Did how much you did? I think Craig did like 6 to 10 in the penitentiary. Came home, owning a gym, married, kids, living the American dream. A lot of my guys that have been to the penitentiary is the same way. Black, from Virginia, violent offenses, turn their whole life around. Not only is Craig doing well for himself, he got his gun rights back and right to vote back. So I keep hearing these things, these excuses. Oh, I can't do it because I got locked up. I can't do it because I'm black. I can't do it because I was born poor. It's an excuse. You soft, you weak, and with that kind of attitude, even if you get a check from the government, you're still going to be in your same situation. Hey, for real, if you get a check, go ahead and get it back. You're not going to do anything with it anyway. You're going to go out there and spend money to try to impress people, and your life won't change. I hate the conversation. It irritates my soul. It's an excuse for black people to not do anything for themselves, to not get up out the bed every morning, work hard, and get what they want. So that's why I hate that conversation. Reparations and this and that and white man this, the white man that. I hate it. I hate it so much. And what I said right there, hard work, determination, that goes for everybody in America, regardless of what color you are, period. Only in America can you do that. You are blessed by God to be born here. Take advantage of it. If you don't, hey man, just go ahead and go out and smoke crack for a living. Just do that. And just stop talking. For real. That's how I feel. All right. That's pretty much, hold on. Rebel Without a Reason says, excuse me, I'm burping. Rebel Without a Reason says, was hoping you covered Elizabeth Warren looking Karen who stole that ball from the kid. Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. I mean, I don't know. That was just kind of silly. Like, one thing I noticed, I'm gonna show you this as I leave. Matt Walsh, you did good with this comparison, Matt Walsh. So you get some good points for this one. This is what he says. He says, it's fitting that these 2 stories are going viral at the same time. They're very much related. The reason that guy on the right was out on the street is because of our criminal justice system is run and tailored to sensitivities of women on the left. So this kind of woman tried to steal the ball from the boy at the Phillies game or whatever. That kind of person is often the person who influences our justice system. And they are the ones who say, oh, he's a good boy. I know you've been arrested 14 times, violent offenses, let him out. It's okay. No cash bail. Soft on crime. And then, of course, you have a person on the street that shouldn't be violent and dangerous, and then they stab somebody for no reason. That's what happens. That's the whole thing. You see, the Karen ideology poison us in many different ways. Okay. So if you guys don't know what I'm saying, that the context there is missing, I'm sorry. But basically, in a nutshell, this woman tried to steal a ball from a boy. The ball comes out in the stands in the baseball game. The dad gets it. She wants to get it for herself. And then there's a big argument between her and the father who got the ball for the boy. In this situation, you have a Ukrainian refugee on a train getting stabbed. I think she died, RIP, by this guy who had been arrested 14 times before this, who shouldn't have been out on the street. I may do a video about that potentially. Yeah, the Karen, super Karen. All right, there is video in KM, but I gotta go. So I may do a video about that and upload it later. But until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.